doing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Jack, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying.
Yeah. Scotty on the mic, pen scribbling plays. Zio in the zone, calling highlights and waves. Saturday night, late vibes, we staying awake. HBCU legends, every move they make. Enduring dreams, under lights they gleam. Crowd roars electric, you can feel the beam. Past clashing, 808 stomping, marching bands hitting, stadium jumping. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Drum major stepping, the rhythm don't miss. Halftime show, crowd moving like this. Zio got the stats, Scotty got the flow. Dropping gems and heat like a trap maestro. Running backs dashing, quarterbacks flashing. HBCU pride, the passion everlasting. Shimmering keys, late night haze. Gator shrimp pass, drift through the maze. Games on the screen, stories untold. Legends in the making, the future unfolds. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed.
What is going on, everybody? You already know what it is. You're watching Late Readz. Happy Sunday to all you Bama's out there. And listen, it was a great week of football, man. And you know I can't do the show without my brother from another. Give it up for yours truly, Zoe Phillips!
What's up, baby? Let me act like I'm in Louisiana. When was them? What's up? Got a lot to say, baby.
Oh boy. You know, Petty looks good on you. So Petty suits you real well, man. You need some P's instead of some J's. Petty suits you real well. Before we get into it, how was the trap? How was the travel? I mean, listen, I know you came up with the dub, but just the overall experience of the game, how was it?
Well, look, I gotta tell you, I used to live in Baton Rouge for about 7 years, man. So, I love Baton Rouge with all my heart and soul. If my daughter was born, who knows where I would be right now. So, I love Baton Rouge. I have a lot of close friends there. Went to see them. And again, got to hang out to my favorite spots, man. Shout out, man, Chime, Superior Grill, all my little spots I used to hang out at, man. So that was good to see everybody, man. I love going back to BR.
That's good. All right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Listen, week 5 was dope, man. I mean, you had some good. What I like to see in the SWAC space and HBCU space is just parity, right? Like, just like, hey, can we not? I don't mind being wrong on my picks.
I was wrong. Why had a bad weekend, dog?
But I'm glad. But you called one though.
But hold on. Now I'm gonna say that. Well, hold on. I got 2 in a possible. I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, I was wrong on Norfolk, but I gave a disclaimer because Norfolk.
You said that's the last.
I'm done with that. But I got a possible, and that's the Delaware State. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we definitely
gonna get into that.
No, we can dive into it, but I gotta give you kudos. You had the guts to. I wanted to pick UAPB. Tony Hall is my guy. I love what they're doing now. I love the way that he has that quarterback playing, Christian Peters. My thing is, I just couldn't believe that Alcorn. I just couldn't see Alcorn falling that bad to that standard. I could not see it. I just couldn't see it.
Why not?
I don't know, man. I listen. I came in the space where Alcorn was like right at that precipice of not being bad, but not being too good. So they're going to beat the teams they're supposed to beat. But you remember a time of Alcorn being the jump off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm glad you say that because in recent history, right, HBCU circles, we love to say, "Oh, Jack State with DLE, they're gonna go back to Jackson State." But I'd be like, "Well, at what time frame y'all be talking?" Because I mean, come to Jack State was winning. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. But I'm like, what point in time are y'all referencing? Because there's a bunch of teams now. Look, I follow HBCU ball, so I know when teams are good or when they're bad. And I mean, before Hobson got the Alcorn, I mean, they were horrible. Like since the moment McNair left in '94, man, go back and look at the record of Alcorn's success from 1995 to when Hobson got there. I want you to go just look at it, and you're gonna be like, "Damn!" Hold on. Let me do like Elvis, Chris. Well, damn. That's what it was. Well, damn.
Hey, well, damn. Hey, cause that is a well, damn. That is what I mean. If you're talking about the precipice of it all, but the Delaware State game that hurt my heart because I get people talk about being on the road and having home field advantage and the calls not going your way, but for the referees to not have the fortitude to just go talk to the young man and say, "Hey man, listen, give me the ball, stop doing that or not do it," to just throw the flag and eject them in the first quarter.
Let me say this. I saw somebody capping for this. I'm glad we're starting off with this because, bro, that was completely ridiculous, uncalled for, and egregious. By the way, we're not going to sit here and act like that wasn't that Sacred Heart. Because, bro, when I saw the actual touchdown and the play from when it happened, nothing he did even warranted a flag. if he literally goes, scores a touchdown, and I'm high-fiving fans, and someone said about not giving the ball to the referee when there was a side judge asking for a ball, and he turns around and tosses it to the referee.
It's still a delay of game, though. It's not even an ejection. If you keep the ball too long, it's a delay of game or obstruction, some penalty like that, but it's not to the point of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
But I got to give you pushback. I totally disagree. That particular play, when he got ejected, it wasn't even a delay of game, bro.
I agree.
It was not a delay of game. It did not. We're not gonna sit here and act like, look, I'm defending Delaware State. We're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't scout this team
and knew they had to.
And knew that because, bro, that does not happen in any college game whatsoever. Scotty, on all levels, we've seen worse celebrations and things happen. We're talking about the starting quarterback to get ejected from high-fiving fans on a road game and still tossing the ball to the referee. He didn't give it to the side judge. But again, if you look at it, he may not even saw him clearly because remember, his teammates were near him. But he literally tossed the ball to the referee, going on as if nothing happened. And if you look at when he walked away from the fans, he wasn't doing anything. This is not being subjective, by the way. He didn't do anything incriminating to the fan or disrespectful to the fans. Literally cheering with his teammates, toss the ball to the referee, and walk away. It was bull jive.
I mean, that changed the whole dynamic of the game. It changed the whole dynamic of the game. I'm not saying that the Sarter kid is bad, but he's not Caden Bennett. And now you're playing with one hand tied behind your back.
And they know this. So I'm going to cut you off, but I want to say this. This needs to happen. We see things that are horrible when we talk about flags and officiating games, because I'm going to get to some things with the Jackson State Southern game for both teams, right? And we saw a thing. What game was there earlier? The Grambling game against Kentucky State, right? Oh. Horrible call, right? But here's the thing. This is going to happen. Horrible call. The referee, the crew gets reprimanded, right? And they get suspended for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, that's not a tough enough punishment. Because at the end of the day, what's done is done for the team.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The officiating crew needs a more severe punishment to defer them being egregious on calls like that. That's the purpose of a suspension.
Yeah.
We're not seeing because we get a suspension every year from one crew. So that's not ruining or that's not a deterrent to me to keep them from doing that. I think they need to be stripped of something. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure like whenever they have a crew, when they pick a crew to start the season, that crew stays together for the entirety of the season. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. And so they when they rotate and they move around. So yeah, they may say, well, the crew shouldn't suffer for one guy. I'm sorry. It's one crew. That crew needs to be suspended. I feel like, man, for literally half the season. I'm serious. And if it happens twice, you're gone for the rest of the year.
You're gone. And I think, see, the thing that bothers me is referees come off like cops, right? Like you don't want to.
Yes.
It's like, I don't want to go against my guy, or I don't, protect the blue or protect the badge. And even though it's a bad apple, they should have gotten together and talked to that ref and said, hey, do you know what you're about to do? You're about to eject their starting quarterback for a celebration where there was nothing demonstrative. There was nothing bad. Do you think that's rectified? Like, do you think because we can pick this flag up? Hey, no flag on the play. Blah, blah, move on. But I hate that. When I tell you I was watching it live, so when it happened, I was livid. I was like, what's the flag for? And then I'm seeing Caden Bennett walk. I said, what's going? And then the announcer was breaking it down, and I said, oh, and the announcer was on the same. He was on Delaware State side. He's like, that's uncalled for. But I need everybody to understand. I got to give preference. What happened is there was a run early in the Delaware. I didn't see the run. What happened? There was a brawl that happened after a kick return or a big run, and that gave everybody an unsportsmanlike conduct. Everybody, both teams, everybody on the teams were issued an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So all the players are already playing with one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So that's why the ejection was a natural ejection, because They threw the flag, which was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which gave him 2, and that made it an automatic ejection. So I'm just giving y'all the backstory of what happened. The context to it. So it wasn't just because of the incident. He was already playing with one because both teams were given unsportsmanlike conduct. All players had one. My issue is you got to have the conversation to say, do you know what you're about to do right now? You're about to change the whole dynamic of the game by ejecting this kid for that celebration. There needs to be a statement put out by the NEC. There needs to be a statement put out by the MEAC. There needs to be the MEAC really needs to they need to
stand up for their team.
They got to stand up for Delaware State, man.
Yeah.
They got to stand up for them because I need retribution. I need retribution because you know that's wrong on all levels. You know that's wrong.
That was ridiculous.
They need retribution on that. Absolutely.
That was ridiculous because my thing is, and that's why I said things can be so subjective to where some people say, well, hey, he shouldn't do this. There is no being subjective when you talk about what he did after scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
He literally, if we had to play, you'd be like, are you serious? He literally went to the back of the end zone, just like this, high-fiving several people, like about 5 or 6 people, literally with his teammates on him, had the ball. He passed by a side judge and just tossed the ball to the referee and went to the sideline. And he got ejected from the game for that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Some people say it could be a delay of game, but I disagree with that. It's not a delay of game. There should have been no flag whatsoever.
Listen, at that point, if you're Deshaun Jackson, you'll take the fucking delay of game. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the delay. I don't even care about the delay of game. Yeah, but to eject my quarterback for unsportsmanlike conduct for that? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know how Deshaun stayed in the game. I would have been so livid. I would have got ejected. I would have. Man, me and that white hat probably would have been fighting on the sideline. I was about to say, man, I would have did something worse. No, I would have clipped him and then just elbowed like something, bro, because it was uncalled for, absolutely uncalled for. Now, going into this Norfolk and Wagner game, let me say this.
Did you watch any of it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah, I watched it. And what? Again, I'm gonna. This is probably the only time people are going to say, Scotty, that celebrity shit is not working because this shit is not working. So listen, this shit is not working. Michael Vick.
I had a feeling. I did. That's why I said, I'm giving you this last time. I'm out now. I'm out.
Dog, I feel like my celebrityism is like doggy paddling, like just barely treading. He is drowning, bro. I don't know what Israel Carter has on Michael Vick that you think he is better than Otto. Like, I don't care. Otto can throw 6 interceptions in a game. I don't care. It's Otto's team. It just is. The team plays better with that young man. Why are we going through this quarterback carousel? I will never understand. Listen, sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade. You're not a running team. Stop running the damn ball. Like, Otto needs to be throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game. I know that sounds crazy. It doesn't.
It doesn't. You can throw. See, this is why. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, and just forgive me what I'm about to say. Football is a very simple game. The problem is you have too many coaches that overthink it and want to get all philosophical and have these approaches. But Scotty, look, I'm simple, right? Guess what? We're a running team. But if the best thing we can do is throw the ball, I'm gonna throw the ball a hell of a lot more than I'm running.
Yeah.
Coaches don't do that. The average coach don't do that. There's data to show you the average coach don't do that. Really don't. So again, Otto can be the best thing, and hey man, the offense move when Otto get in the game. We have better success. We can move the ball, do whatever it is when Otto's in the game. But man, if we could, watch this. Yeah, but his skill set is better. And if we could just do this when he's on the field, we'll be better offensively. We'll watch this guy. Look at the wording. We'll be better offensively. But you're better right now with this. It's worked every game. You might not like the approach. You might not like that, but that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna give a correlation to Jackson State in a minute too, because at this point, bro, it's game You play 4 games. You play 4 games. You are what you are at this point. Like we say, look like a duck, quack like a duck. It ain't a mongoose. You are what you are right now. If you, a fan or a spectator, can watch 4 games, you're not going to practice. If you can watch 4 games and see, hey man, they play better with Otto at quarterback, and they throw the ball better and they move the ball better, have better production when he's on the field, then why in John Brown are you sitting there still trying this other quarterback out? You're not getting touchdowns, you're not scoring, you're not getting productivity. It's decreasing when he's in, but it's better when Otto is in. Why in the hell are you still putting this other quarterback in? Because guess what? Some of his ego, it's a multitude of things. Some of his ego, like I know I'm right and I want to be right and I'm proving to y'all. Or, hey, I'm just on, this is what we are. This is my philosophy. And he's better. He shows it at practice every day. At practice, he shows it. But in the game, he don't. And that kills me too. Just like Prime, right? If you do it in practice, you're going to do it in games. Because if you don't do it in practice, you're not getting the game to do it. But then I always say, well, the some bitch they doing in practice can't do it in the game. You need to reverse your damn psychology then, right? Because look, let me tell you, Jackson, we had that real bad, right? Jimmy Oliver, the Magic Man. We had Trey Rowland, physical specimen. Left hand was a freak of nature at quarterback. Jimmy Oliver don't even look like he should be playing football and sucked ass at practice. Just like Allen Iverson, we talking about practice.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Oliver was the National JUCO Player of the Year. Got in and made everybody look crazy. Trey Rowland get in. Jack State offense, man, averaging like 7 points a game.
Yeah.
Jimmy Oliver get in. We put up 35 points a game. And every week, just like Norfolk State, I kid you not, anybody in the chat will tell you, they try Trey Rowland out there. Then you put Jimmy in, score points, win. Next week, Trey Rowland starting again.
Wow.
Till at some point, somebody said, God damn it, he ain't playing. You're gonna play Trey, you're gonna play Jimmy Oliver, and we went on to win the SWAC. I kid you not.
Dog, it's crazy.
It's got what that is, that's what you call a gamer.
Yeah.
He ain't a practicer. He's not a practicer. He's a gamer, and you need those. And man, look, Otto is a damn player. He's a player. He's good too, bro.
He is. And again, the thing is, my issue is like, I gotta give credit to Willie because he teaches you like when you got it doesn't. First, what's funny to me is the fan base. Like it's totally. Most is not even a great example. FAMU fan base was like, "Yo, get rid of this Bama. Like, we need to sub this Bama out, right?" Willie's like, "Nah, he my guy." This is a total opposite thing with Norfolk. Norfolk fans are like, "Stop putting Carter in the game. Give us Otto." And Michael Vick's like, "But I prefer Carter." And it's like, why? Why do you prefer this kid? Otto. Listen. I'm telling you right now, there's not a show. MEAC, they have the best tandem wide receiver in the MEAC. It's not close. It's Trayshawn Kendricks and Cam are the 2 best tandem receivers in the MEAC. It's not close.
But you can't give him the ball with old boy.
You can't get him the ball, or you're trying to force feed the run and take the ball out of their hand when they're the most dynamic guys on your team. Because Von King is a great running back. But in this offense, in this team, you have to pass to run. It just is what it is. And people say, Scotty, can you do that? Yes, the hell you can. Because what happens is this. When you pass really well, that safety got to back out the box. And now it's less numbers, and now you run the ball.
The problem with coaches is the coaches need to realize this old famous Michael Jordan quote, right? To coaches. There's no I in team, but it's an I in win. And that's the problem. That's the problem. If you got to sit here and throw the ball 60 times for you to win, damn it, I'm going to throw the ball 6 times. Because guess what? This is going to be the makeup of this team. I don't like it, but damn it, this is what we got to do this year to win.
And then
that's the problem, coach.
Then you fix it in
the offseason and do the things that we want to do. But right now, for whatever reason, just like, hey, this team gets a lot of goddamn penalties, you know what I'm saying? But we need to do this kind of way because they're going to get penalties. We know this. Every team is different. But, bro, sitting there saying, like Jackson State, like you say, right? We're a running team. Hell, I could even use Jacobian right now, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Jacobian's horrible. We need to play Lockhart." But then he can have a bad game, but then he can have yesterday and show you he should still be starting. So and Garrett, yes, Southern's bad defensive, but the point is, you see, he got the goods to why they do what they do and why they stay on course to do what they do. It's my point that I'm getting at. So when the fans want something different, you can say, "No, I have something to pin something to the wall to say no, but we can do this because this is what we want to do." You're not getting that in Norfolk.
Listen, if I'm Otto, I'm not. I know no player would say this. I'm good. I'm good. What game we on? We on game 4? I'm redshirting. I'm sitting down. Like, I'm good. I'm not wasting my year for this because I'm better than this guy. You keep force feeding this guy on me or trying to sub him in with me when he's not better than me. If Otto goes to Delaware State next year, they run the table.
Yeah.
If Otto goes to Morgan State, they're a better team.
Yeah.
I just, how do you have this guy and you're treating him the way you treating him?
So you know what?
If Otto goes to NCCU, they're a good team. Like, he could go to any team in the MEAC.
So to your point, Robert Nichols make a damn good point. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because we talk about coaches, right? We talk about the team, right?
Yeah.
A coach would tell anybody, okay, you're the backup. Hey, you stay ready. Anything can happen at any point in time. You stay ready. But we talk about the construct of the team. Coaches like managers, right? You're supposed to be looking out for the betterment of the team. And Otto would not be selfish in today's climate to say, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take a red shirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the portal.
That's tough.
Oh, that's tough. Because if he wasn't, I would say I'm gonna go ahead red shirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump in the portal. And the reason why is because you're doing me a disservice, bro, and the team a disservice. You're not putting the team in the best situation to win, and it's not being selfish because again, you see it right now. You got 4 games in. You got data, bro. You got data. Because if he's going to pull this herky-jerky shit for the rest of the season, you're not doing the team and you're not doing either of the quarterbacks any favors.
I feel for the kid. I really feel for the kid. He's cold. He's good. Otto is a good quarterback, and they have the receivers to make that offense really dynamic.
See, FAMU need Otto.
That wouldn't be a bad. Hey, that wouldn't be a bad get if it wasn't his last year playing. And I hate that he stayed. I really do, because Vic probably sold him a dream that now he's living in a nightmare because that kid. I'm gonna tell you this: any kid that Vic recruits, Carter should not be competition for you. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't be.
But he will be because of the coach. He will be because of the coach. If this is your train of thinking, then that gives you an answer.
I feel for that kid. I really do, because it just don't make it. It just does not make sense to the situation at hand. All right, let's dive into some of these matchups,
bro.
But before we do that, gotta show you something.
Shoot.
That was before the game. Now, that might be a while.
Boy, you're gonna stop wearing drawers and everything. You're gonna have to. You're gonna stop wearing drawers and everything, dog. I know he G tweeted that thinking they were finna win.
He had to.
My!
At one.
Who all co play next week?
Oh, let's check the schedule real quick. Let me see.
Bro, I got something to tell y'all. Why you looking it up?
What's up?
I got that to beat Alcorn.
Oh. That's a hot L. It just gets hotter.
Hey man, G, your skin gonna be peeling because you ain't gonna win that week, dog.
Dog, this is a rough one. Listen. Zoe, I've been reading this book. I'm not much of a reader, but I've been reading this book. It's called The Fall by by D.E. White. It's a real good thriller, right? But realistically, you could replace the main character with Alcorn. But it's a good book. If you haven't read it, it's a really good book. The Fall. Make sure you go pick it up. The Fall, right? Listen, at the end of the day, this is, I'm going to say it. This is what you asked for. When I said it, and I don't, and again, I love them Golden Helm dudes. Shout out to them, Benny, Hope, all those guys. I really respect them. I love what they do for their school. They die hard, purple and gold or whatever, right? But again, when McNair walked out the door and G said, I got my guy, and this is my guy, I said, you think it's easy to win at Alcorn? You think it's easy to do what McNair has done? I get it. I don't know all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I don't need to know all the behind-the-scenes stuff. All I know is Fred McNair walked out with a winning record that year. No matter what you want to say about him, you might not like his process. You might not like that he does it the way he does or what he did or how he did it. But he walked out 7-6 and not losing the UAPB.
Bro, I'm gonna say this, man. Alcorn, for all it's worth, man, you look at all the things that Hobson did from the moment he got there, and it was some things that probably, if we look at it now, they just weren't going to be able to sustain. Because again, if you look at what Alcorn was before he got there, and literally what he was after the fact, because McNair was able to keep it afloat, but he wasn't able to take it to the highs that Hobson was there.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to let it crumble. So McNair at Alcorn pretty much going to hover around 500 or a shade above. He'll have you in contention, which is a damn good thing. But McNair was never going to have it elite. You see what I'm saying? And so now, like we always say, you can fire a coach or a coach can leave, but it's what you do after the fact. And now you see all the other ancillary parts around Alcorn is showing its head now. Because again, and that goes back to the comment that I made when they hired Cedric Thomas. I was like, I'm not worried about him because he won't ever be able to supersede or overtake on a recruiting front from TC and Otis. So again, that's why these hires are important, because now, watch this. How long do you let him stay there? Because each game is monumental now. Each year that passed by is going to regress even more if he don't win.
And now
you're just a bad wheel in mud. You just spin it. Because watch this. You let him go. Which direction do you go? You see what I'm saying? And Alcorn is in the middle of nowhere, even more than Valley is when you really think about it.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. I think you gotta go with if I'm Alcorn, I think you gotta go D2 moving up. I think you gotta go with a winner in D2 that's looking to move up, that has established program, right? I wouldn't be mad at, if you want to go HBCU D2s and moving up, I wouldn't be. If I'm Maurice Flowers, I'm not taking this fucking job. But if you want to go get Maurice Flowers, if you want to go get a Henry Frazier, if you want to go get one of those guys that have built programs, I think Henry Frazier would be a very good get for Alcorn.
I can tell you right now, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Pay.
Oh,
somebody put Teddy Keaton. You know how much Teddy Keaton?
He getting buku money. He make more than Cedric do at Alcorn.
See, that's what I'm talking about, the other ancillary parts. See, that's why when it comes to Alcorn, we just can't sit there and say, oh, they can go get this, because of pay comes into play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because watch this. And even if they can pay a certain coach, now you're talking about you got to pay the staff too. Because you can't rob Peter to pay Paul. In essence, like, I'm going to overextend myself on the head coach. I promise you it's going to minimize what you're going to do on the staff front. See, all those things come into play, bro. And see, because what people don't know, Hobson did a lot of things with his own resources when he was at Alcorn. So, I mean, and this is no shade. It's not to attack them. We're just putting it out there. So it goes to, like, what you're going to get. That's why I always say, when Fred McNair was there, they were ungrateful. And some of them were. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like a damn good quarterback. He was masking, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the other things that you may have because I'm winning 6, 7, 8 games. You know what I'm saying? But we're in contention. But the moment he leaves, now what? And they got who they wanted.
They got who they wanted. And again, I think, and I'm going to keep saying this. You can't be a defensive guy and your defense be the problem. That doesn't make any sense to me. You can't be an offensive guy and offense be the problem. And I'm not going Connor Maynard because I don't think he can deal with the lack of resources that Alcorn has.
Now, that's the one. Now, let me cut you off, bro. That's the one area I would put all my chips to the table on is Tony Hull. If I'm Alcorn, I put all my chips on Tony Hull.
If it's Tony Hull, I'm not taking this job. I'm not taking this job. Like, you're giving me my own version of UAPB. You're giving me my own version of Valley. And there's no AD change. The AD's bad too. Alcorn people don't even like the AD. So if I'm Tony Hall, you're putting me in a situation where the AD's not good. The program is not good. But I get it. Tony Hall's resume is amazing. I mean, he has from Power 4 experience to high school experience, OC. He's a great football mind. If Coach Hall called me and said, Scotty, what do you think? I would say, what is your staff and what are they giving you? Because Tony Hall is my guy. I would tell him, bro, take the pay cut and get a good staff because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Don't look to knock Alcorn across the head because you know you're going to have to get a good, if you want to be the OC, that's fine. You're going to have to find you a good DC. You're going to have to find you some good guys that can recruit the state of Mississippi and the local area.
You need to take a pay cut, like you say, to invest in the staff. That's the equivalent, in my opinion, of betting on yourself because I'm thinking about a bigger payday later on. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that risk right now. But I want to say this. You just made a damn good point that I didn't even think about that I think that goes over a lot of people's heads, and that is, okay, if I am a young, inspiring head coach, want to get to a head coaching job, right? And let's just say Alcorn reaches out. You made a damn good point about because the main thing is not the actual school itself. And I think a lot of our fans tend to look at low-hanging fruit. You got to research the AD and how things have been, not just this past season, but in years prior. Because remember, that's a microcosm of what I'm walking into. Also, what year is the AD on? What's the temperature of the program with regards to the AD? All that matters, bro, because, for example, like Southern. Okay, Southern said we'll get rid of Terrence Graves. They I believe, still paying on Dooley's contract. But let's say all that gets washed away, right? But then now you're talking about who the AD is and what has he done? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing to say that you want to work under old boy for Southern? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So so people look and say, hey, this job attractive. Well, the AD is part of what makes the job attractive or not.
Absolutely.
All that's required. So you made a damn good point when you say that. I didn't even think about that.
Now flipping, hold on. Flipping it over to UAPB. Listen, man.
They 2-2. Oh my! Okay, let me do that again. They 2-2, got it.
Listen, I'm going to keep telling y'all. And I told y'all from the jump, I told you Tony Hall is one of the greatest offensive minds in HBCU football. I told y'all that. I told y'all that last year when you saw what they did last year. Hampton is a great motivator, right? And I think they're a great pairing. I just got to see more from it. But 323 yards passing, and they 1 yard. Listen, you got to give Alcorn credit. That's a great balanced attack. But Tony Hall down the stretch called a hell of a game to put his team in contention to win that game. Dialed it up all nice, right? So absolutely, man, gotta give him credit. Oh, the new O-line coach too, absolutely. I know they talked about him as well. a real fiery guy that they like that they brought on. Man, at the end of the day, I think UAPB and Valley are those teams that they'll get confidence as the season go along. And I don't think, again, they'll probably lose to the teams they're supposed to lose to. But the teams that they can compete, they're going to give you a show. They're going to give you a show. That's my thing, man. They're going to give you a show. But defensively, they got to get better. Alcorn got to get better defensively. They got to be able to make stops, man. They got to tackle. They got to make stops. But they did what they needed to do. So I'm glad.
Over right now. Over.
Oh, goddamn.
Hey, man. Over. They got no wins. Gene finna have no more draws on. I'm talking about just nasty ass for about 3 more weeks. Well, he gonna regret putting that tweet out there. He gonna regret putting that tweet out there, man.
Hey, that boy real. Hey, that cousin real close. That cousin Owen real close. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Cause I gotta pull this up. They got PV next week. Oh no, they got Lincoln after Prairie View.
Oh, they'll get one.
So but hold on. They got FAM on the road after that. They're gonna lose that. They got Valley at home, Texas Southern on the road. Then they got Southern Grambling. Man, Alcorn gonna win. Mike, other cousin, 1. They gonna have 1 dub this year.
It's looking
and
like
this year too, bro. How do you go from 6 wins to 1? It's crazy, man.
It's not crazy.
Hey, I tell you what. I know that they say he wouldn't be on the hot seat, but damn it, what if they lose to Lincoln?
Oh, you gotta fire him.
He gotta get fired.
You gotta get fired. You lose to Lincoln, the penny. You gotta lose. You gotta fire. Gotta go. Got to go.
Oh yeah, G said Alcorn is a band school now.
That's fine. They not a football. They not a winning football program. That's what they not.
They gonna look.
And again, my thing is this: if there's administrative issues, that don't make that. Dog, it's like this, man. It's one of those things where, like, when you got a job to do and you go to your job and you like, man, I can't find daycare. Your job's gonna be like, that's not our problem. That's because it's not. It's not our problem. It really isn't.
Signed up for.
You knew what you signed up for. So do I feel sorry for Cedric? No, I don't. Do I feel sorry for G? No, I don't. I don't feel sorry for none of them jokers.
I feel sorry for G. He choose not to watch his ass now.
I don't feel sorry for none of them jokers because this is what you asked for. You wanted this guy. You didn't want a national search. I remember specifically the players love Cedric. The players will play for Cedric. The players are excited for Cedric.
You know what? Speaking of which, not to go off, but this is why we always say you got the AD or whoever's going to make those decisions. You can't listen to the players ever. You never listen to the players in that regard because players are going to always defend the coach because they have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
But when you have a plan in place, you can't ever listen to the players. I'm dead serious. You cannot because look at FAMU right now. God damn.
I was about to say, look at FAMU right now. They over there.
And so that's why the fans like, hey, just do what y'all wanted.
This what you
wanted.
That's what you wanted. That's what you asked for. Coach. We need our coach.
Hold on. I don't know if you call win, but they spent the night at the football facility last night because coach said they ain't going home. They ain't going home. Now,
where were they going all last week?
But hold up though. This is gonna expedite his fire because who they play next week? Because if y'all lose next week, you be like, wait a minute, goddamn it, you spent the night up here Saturday night after you lost, and then you still lose the next damn game. You got to go. Boy, that quarterback club, I can't wait for Tuesday to get here.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday. You see.
Okay, Wednesday. Boy,
Valley at Valley.
Oh,
at Valley. at Valley.
Mm.
So, you know.
Oh, yeah, he going home, dog. Spent the night.
So, we'll see.
He said it. He said, my staff ain't going home. I ain't never heard that before in my life. At a press conference after you lose.
Here you go. All right, here's our grades for the game. Very simple.
God damn.
Very simple. Not. We not missing.
So hold on, just so y'all know, I'm just not seeing this for the first time. I just want y'all to know that this is a real reaction. We be hit. Goddamn.
I don't think there's any other letter you could give Alcorn but if you lose the UAPB, sorry. I don't give a damn if you put 60 points on them.
You know what Alcorn need to do, bro? I'm dead ass serious. You see that A behind Alcorn? It needs to be a big F in the middle of it on their helmet.
Falcon.
Falcon. Falcon, bro.
Oh man. Falcon. Oh man. Falcon. Hold
on, man. Hold on. I gotta do it. Hold on, man. I gotta do it.
That
Boy,
is funny.
Hold on, man. I gotta do it, bro.
Falcon.
I gotta do it. I'm sorry.
I gotta go to ChatGPT.
I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up, man. I had to play it, man. Falcon, bro.
Falcon. That is funny. Boy, Jesus. Hold on. That's wild. I gotta go to ChatGPT and make me a logo for that one. That is
man,
funny.
Listen.
Oh man. Woo, Jesus. Falcon. That's all you got. He said, I want to laugh, but I'm a Southern fan.
Boy, I'm gonna talk about that, boy. That was diabolical last night, dog.
That's funny. All right, moving on.
Man, listen, Linda. I said it. I picked Alabama and to win this game, but what did I tell you? I said, bro, it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a high-score game. I knew that potentially Bethune-Cookman could do this. Man, if y'all haven't watched them, man, go back and watch Bethune-Cookman on offense. It's nice.
They're a track team. Yeah, they're a track team.
It's nice, man. And I'm telling you, they have the potential to do this every game. Seriously. They really, really do.
Yeah,
so
they're a track team. For real.
I predicted Alabama A&M because I said the X factor, I believed in Quad Brown to get them over the hump.
He didn't play.
Bro.
Listen, let me say this. It's the only reason I picked A&M is because of Quad. If I would have known Quad was not playing, from here on out, that's my caveat. If Quad is playing, it's one thing. If Quad is not playing, it's another. They didn't look bad, but the plays that Quad makes, he makes them look. Yeah, listen, I agree. I 100%. That backup is not bad. He could probably start on 80% of HBCU teams. What I'm saying is for A&M, since their defense is not clicking and they can't stop anybody, and you're going to get in shootouts, you need Quad to keep you in the shootout. Quad makes one or two plays that win you this game. That's my only issue with it. He's a freshman. Yes, he's a freshman. They got that's talent in the pipeline for real. But that's just my thing. I'm again, Bethune-Cookman. You know, the announcer said this is probably their biggest win of Little Bill's run in Bethune. Me personally,
it's probably the best win since they've been in SWAC, probably.
That's fair. That's fair as well. I'm saying this, like, these are the games that I think are like, I can't. Bethune winning this game is good, but it's not world beater to me. Like Bethune beating a Southern, even as bad as they are, Bethune beating a PV, Bethune beating a FAMU, even as bad as they are, Bethune beating Alabama State, that Bethune beating a Jackson, that to me are major wins. That to me keeps his job. He beats a FAMU, even as bad as they are right now. I do not care. that saves his job. He goes to the Florida Classic and he beats FAMU. That saves his job. Point blank, period. Right? He beats Alabama State. That saves his job. He beats the Jackson State. That saves his job. You get a couple more years. But this win is it's a good win. It's just not in the thing of like, I'm just like, to me, you're still in the hot seat. That's just me personally. But
no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'm going to record right now and say I got Bethune shellacking FAMU. I mean, because what they do on offense, bro. I mean, but again, back to this game here, though. I'm like we both said it. We're not shocked that they won this game because again, they got the offense to do it. But I was shocked to see the score. You know, I was thinking, you know, both teams in the mid-30s, but to see, you know, Bethune to get 40, man. I guess, but again, second home game, and they're 2-2 as well, right?
I believe so. They beat Aaron Waters and they beat Bethune. I mean, beat A&M. So
I believe. I know. Yeah, they're 2-2. So again, man, you talk about Bethune-Cookman, and then who am I'm missing? Somebody else that just won it that got back to 2-2. In the SWAC. But man, listen, the East is gonna be a mother. You know what I'm saying this year. But yeah, man, kudos to Bethune-Cookman, man. Kudos to all those guys, man, getting a W and trying to change their the perception of their program this year because again, it hasn't been good for them at all since they've been in the SWAC. And man, they're well on their way because this is the best that they look this early in the year. You know what I'm saying? At any point in time they've been in the conference.
Absolutely, especially offensively. Defensively, they're still bad. I mean, A&M bad. I knew it was going to be a shootout because neither one of these teams have defense. Like,
hey, and you know what? Hey, Christopher Dukes makes a damn good point now because that should have shined a light. That's the thing that turned me on when I saw the Bethune-Cookman South Carolina State game. South Carolina State has a damn good defense. They're stout at least. They provide some good resistance. For them to put up the points that they put up, even though they came up short, and now it makes to differ, makes for you to wonder like what they would have been like had they started that game out better. Because they pulled that win out against Bethune-Cookman. I mean, against South Carolina State, bro. They only got one loss on the year.
Yeah, you're right. No, they would have two losses. They lost to FIU and Miami, but just
okay, yeah, that's 3. Okay.
They always, Bethune always got the toughest out of conference schedule in this world. They be playing South Florida, Miami, Memphis, all kind of FBS powerhouses. Again, Bethune-Cookman. If you go see Bethune-Cookman, you better put your track spikes on.
I'm telling you, man, that offense is nice.
You better put your track spikes on because them Bamas can run like the wind. Again, can they stop anybody is the question. So, I think they're comfortable just playing the shootout game. Like, can you score more points than us? Because I think that's up their speed. Again, like you said, when a team shows you who they are, believe them, right? So to me, it's like Bethune's like, hey, I think we can average 35 points per game. Now it's just saying, can we make a stop when we need to get a stop? Mm-hmm. Can we score when we need to score?
Get a turnover.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just the little knickknacks that happen within the game, and can we capitalize on that? And possibly, right? I think they got y'all next, right? No. A&M got y'all next.
No, we got A&M Saturday. Our next 2 games, bro. Alabama A&M, then Alabama State.
Oh man, the Alabama school's coming to town. All right. But I think Bethune. I think Alabama State has Bethune next. Yeah, before they got y'all. So definitely a trap game for Alabama State.
Ooh.
Definitely a trap game for Alabama State.
Bro, look at that balance, man.
Yeah, you can't beat that, bro. 516 yards balance like that, you can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. Time with less time of possession. With less time of possession.
Let's see what that tells you. That alone tells you big plays.
Yeah. They get it in, get it out. No did he? Get it in, get it out.
Wow.
Zoe's gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tell you yes. I think they can score 30 points on Jackson State. I really wanted to cross this bridge when I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it when we get to Jackson and Southern. But I think they can score 30 on both. I think they can score 30 on Alabama State, and I think they can score 30 on Jackson State. I really do. Listen, you can't coach speed, okay? Like, you can't coach it. It's different until you see it, right? Their speed, their team speed is different. It is true flow. It's what FAMU used to look like. That's the sickening thing in my stomach, right? What Bethune-Cookman is what FAMU used to look like, where it was just like you had to put the track spikes on. I'm not seeing that type of FAMU, and Bethune has taken that moniker on and is a true Florida-style team. But Mr. Hines, we'll get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you in the Jackson State when we cross that bridge. Same thing. Same thing. See,
Yeah, man. Look,
I gave him a C minus, but I just love this.
But I'm with you there too. It's gonna sound crazy because of the yardage that they both give about a high amount of yardage. But the thing about Bethune is they've already shown thus far in the season that they're going to rely more on their offense anyway. They're pretty much playing on that side of the ball, like that's the truth of their team. So that's why I'm not really digging them that much on defense within the grade. Also, is what we perceive them, because most people pretty much projected them to be at the bottom of the East anyway. And for them to be where they are and showing what they are, they're showing more promise than anything. And again, now we talk about the next game. So now the Alabama State Bethune-Cookman is going to be a big damn game because, again, both teams coming to it 1-0 in conference play. I believe this game is probably going to end up being in Montgomery. Road test, because you really talk about making some noise. If Bethune, for any reason, is able to pull that game out, Scotty, you talk about flipping the division on its head, right?
That is a complete flip the division on its head. And, I mean, you got to give Little Bill all the credit in the world for the turnaround and Bethune offensively. Defensively, I don't think defensively would be the reason they win that game. It's just because you can't keep up with us. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop us. And we can kind of stop you, right? So I think that's what it is. And yeah, so it goes to Alabama State for Bethune-Cookman, and then October 11th they play Southern. So it's it's gonna be it could be a show. And let me say this, they could have a really good season, right? Because October 11th is Southern. After that is UAPB. After that is Valley. After that is Grambling, and then last is Jackson State. So you could, if everything goes well, they lose to Alabama State and they run the table 1, 2, 3, 4, and they see y'all. They could be 5 wins plus this one. That's 6 wins. It could be 6 wins that they have going into the Jackson State game, and that's huge for Little Bill if he's able to pull that off. 6 wins going to Jackson State, and then you got the Florida Classic coming up right behind it. But that's a tough way to end, though, with Jackson and FAM at the end. I mean, FAM, we'll see what they become, but at the end of the day, it's not.
Look. Let's go so ugly, stopping your tracks. You ain't finished your damn sentence.
Yeah, it was.
Honest, my back is against the wall. This is not a test. It's the real deal. Help me. Help me. Nigga. Help me.
Dog, this was a straight ass whooping.
Yeah, they beat them up, dog. They beat them up.
Now you said it. You dog. You said it. You said it before. You said I went with this score, but I got the text message and everything. You said I feel as though Alabama State is going to beat down FAMU. You said I think it's going to be a thrashing. I think that's what you said. You think it's going to be a thrashing. I thought the home field advantage would help, but I knew once they took the crowd out the game, Alabama State was smooth sailing.
Dog, they beat them up, man. Like I watched it on the road.
Yeah,
man, they beat them up, man. It was worse than what I even projected. Seriously, man. Holsclaw looked nice in that game yesterday. Yeah, man. FAMU had no answer, bro. And I can't speak to FAMU's backup. I haven't seen them. But, bro, if this has, I mean this seriously, FAMU has a very Norfolk feel to it. I'm talking about what they're doing at quarterback, because they got to have something better at backup than this. They got to. And look, Merchant, what's up, Merch? He's saying RJ isn't it. I mean, we all see it. We all see it, bro. Like that dude, that was a disgrace what you see on offense at FAM. It really, really is. To come from a state that have all their skill level at, you know what I'm saying, at wide out at skill positions, to not find and put a better product on the field, that's troubling, dog. And to me, that's a telltale sign on the decision making going on at FAM.
What's tough? Again, was I Andrew Buddy? Was I happy? I was ecstatic, right? Because Eddie Robinson and Andrew, they needed this. They needed this. They needed to get, Eddie Robinson especially needed to get over the FAMU hump. He had to. It's the only team he has not beat since he's as a head coach. I believe he's beat Southern. If he hasn't, then he's done that as well, right? He's beat Jackson. They won in 2-1, 1-1, something like that, right? So to me, he needed this game. Andrew needed this game because again, if he's coming into the situation like we just needed him, right? Like that's really what the situation was. Is like, hey, we just need him. And I know people are going to look at the stat line and say, oh, he threw for 106 yards, but he threw for 2 touchdowns, right? And again, this is the thing. It's one of those circumstances like I don't know a time where Andrew could have handed the ball off 20 to 30 times and running backs go for 4 to 5 touchdowns without him being the load manager, without him being the driving force behind that. That's what happens when that's what happens when you take a Matthew Stafford from Detroit Lions and you move Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams. And now you're like, oh, wow, he's not throwing the interceptions like he used to. Oh, wow, he's handing the ball off. Oh, wow, he's not throwing for 40 attempts. He's throwing 25 because you have the team that is helping you along the way. You don't have to be the superstar all the time, right? But again, it's one of those things when you need a Matthew Stafford, when you need the old Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford.
You got him to do it.
You got it in him to do it. When you need the old Andrew, you got it in him to do it. That's why having somebody like Andrew helps, because if the running game don't get going, Andrew, I need you to be better. I need you to step up. All right, coach. All right. That's what comes with this. And again, Eddie Robinson, to have somebody that he can depend on, to have a quarterback that he feels makes the right decisions, to have a quarterback that he feels can make the right play at the right time, that is what you see here in the 42-14. And this is what I love about it. If I'm Andrew, you're beating FAMU at FAMU. The way you did it just puts more confidence in the players.
I was just about to say that.
Finish it for me.
No. I was just about to say that the thing about this Alabama State team is what you're actually getting. It started with the UAB game. It was a moral victory. We don't really believe it, but that was because that set the tone to say, hey, we know we can be now, right? And then it transitions to the very next week, and it's been the same thing week after week. So the thing is, I was about to say is when you start to, you can have belief in yourself. You can believe the team's going to be good. It's another thing when you start winning.
Yeah,
because then now the results are matching the work that we're putting in week in and week out. So then now the confidence going in. So now when we're actually playing games, when you go through the ebbs and flows of the game, right? If things may take a turn for the worse, but we don't lose any confidence, right? Because we've been here before, we got experience, and we know what we do, and we can do what we do because we've been doing it. That's where it comes in. Once you're confident, like for real, and we're not talking about a belief. It's a difference. We're not believing we can do it. We're talking about legit confidence in what we do because we've done it, right? That's a whole different thing. And teams take off when they become confident. It's just like you or any one of us, right? If you're doing something and you really have any type of uncertainty, you know what I'm saying? You're not beaming with joy in what you could do. But the moment you got it and you know you got it, that's when efficiency comes in because I can do this shit with my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're beaming with it. And that's what's happening with Alabama State right now.
I agree with Coach Green. I got to give Coach Barnett. Barnett called a hell of a game. I would have gave him a B+, not an A. Certain things I didn't like that he did, but overall, definitely a high B plus, 88, 89, right on that cusp of an A. He called a hell of a game. Defensively, I would give it a C, but a high C, right? Like a 78, 79, because when they needed to make the stops that they had, they went 0 for 5 on 4th down. That's the game right there. FAMU went 0 for 5 on 4th down. And let me explain this to you, Zoe. They were all under 3 yards. 4th and 3, 4th and 4. I'm sorry, 4th and 4, 4th. They were all on the 5 yards. 4th and 4, 4th and 3, 4th and 2. And Alabama State shut them down every single time. So you got to give credit where credit is due. The defense stepping up and making the stops when they need to have them, and then giving credit with Chris Barnett to saying, hey, they can't stop our run. Holtz call.
Holtz like an offense.
Wiggin. I like the track. I like the 5'8" dude. That 5'8" junior Olympian. Woo! That kid is crazy. But what you cannot do, Zoe, you can't win games throwing the ball 3.9 yards per attempt. Who in the world is going to win a game?
And let me say this too, because if anybody look at this screen, FAMU stats are misleading. They're empty calories.
All empty calories.
They're empty calories. So you say, oh, well, wait, they got way more yards. No, they were trailing so big and so bad in this game. All they could really good through was throw. And so it's a lot of empty calories within that.
So I'm just saying it like this. You can't win a game when your quarterback, because think about it, though. If you're averaging 3.3 yards per attempt or 3.5, you're barely making. You're not three passes. Yeah.
Hey, one thing is certain, because you're not gonna get empty calories running the ball with that amount of yards that they got. You get 300 yards again. You get 300 yards in the game, dog. I can assure you win that game. I can assure you, 99 times out of 100, you win that game, and you win it in damn good fashion if you run for 300 yards, bro.
Teresa Wesley, no, he did not. He never put Petty in. He ran with he ran RJ Johnson the whole time, which to me was egregious in itself to have never made a transition on at the quarterback position to find a spark. That didn't make any sense to me. If you're FAMU, there's no way RJ Johnson should step back on the field.
I agree.
It's no dog. I don't need to see nothing else from you, my boy. If RJ Johnson steps back on the field, Cozy should be fired the same. Dog. You know what this reminds me of, Zoe? And I was texting Mr. Campbell. It reminds me of Dooley 2.0. This is Dooley all over again.
Wait a minute, man. You sound like the band director on Drumline when her boy got in trouble. Dr. Lee, why is my boy not on the field?
Listen, it's Dooley. It's just Dooley all over again. It's Dooley all over again. Where ego is getting your situation fucked up. Like you're about to get yourself fired because you're too stubborn to make a quarterback change.
Man, I'm telling you,
RJ Johnson done for you to make you so. To make you so, hey man, listen,
it's not that, bro. A lot of it, man. The ego is whether it's fans or even other people. It'll be, if I make this move, it's gonna prove everybody right, and I was wrong. That's what the problem is.
Yeah,
that's what the problem is. But guess what? I'd rather be wrong and we win. I mean, I can start back over next year. But again, you got games to win. That's why I don't understand football, the coach's ego. Because guess what, bro? Guess what? If you right, so here's the thing. My dad has a saying that he's always tell me, I used to get my ass in trouble out. He say, you want to be right or you want to be successful? Because you can be right and lose and get your ass tore up.
Yeah.
They step it all the time. But do you want to be successful? Because you can be, if you sit down on the edge of want to prove everybody wrong, your ass gonna lose and you started losing game.
Yeah.
He gonna know he go to that damn meeting on Wednesday. My thing is, how could you go to something like the 220 Club that meet with all those ex-players, right? Say all that stuff to them. Why would you even want to go in there and then leave and then turn right back around and then trap that motherfucker back out there? That's what get me. That's why it's the weakest thing on planet Earth, man. That ego is crazy. Man, I'm trying to win games, bro. I don't care who get the credit.
What's crazy about that, Zoe, and let me open these call lines up because I see a couple people want to call in. Apologies, guys.
There is one other participant in the conference.
Let me say this, right? This is the thing for me. My mom used to always say, don't give the devil place, right? Like, don't give somebody a reason. And I feel like leaving RJ Johnson in for the whole game.
Yeah.
You're going to walk into the QB quarterback club on Wednesday, and they're going to eviscerate you because they're going to say, at no point did you ever think that you needed to swap you know that's going to be the question. Don't give the devil play. Like, I'm not even going to give you the satisfaction of saying,
yes,
why did I not switch quarterbacks?
Bruh.
I'm going to switch them to hopefully satisfy whatever needs I need to see, because it's not like RJ was doing well. So maybe somebody would have gave you kudos, like, hey, at least he with the jet, he tried. But
no, my thing is always leave yourself in out. If it's to that point, now granted, it's your team, give yourself an out. Well, guess what? I know it's best for my team, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put him in. So when the backup quarterback, when it doesn't work, I can consistently put him in, even though it's sucking, right? But then, because the only thing that makes the question at that point is, we got to recruit better.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we got to recruit better. And that's all there is to it. But it's okay to say, hey, we thought we had something here for whatever reason, and you see where it is. Well, we're gonna run the ball, play good defense, and guess what? At the end of the season, we're gonna go hard after the signal call. That's where you look at merch. That's what you got to do with regards to that, bro. I wish. Let me tell you something. Kudos to the alumni of FAMU. Boy, I wish every school had it. Because guess what? He can't skip it. Man, listen to me. Because he can't skip it. He's obligated to be. Man, I love it. FAMU, kudos to y'all for that. I wish every school had it. Golly, talk about some accountability, bro.
Boy, into the old heads. Love it. Mr. Sargent, coming to you. Hey, Mr. Sargent, you're breaking up. You on the road?
Hello, are you there?
Mr. Sargent, you're breaking up. All right, that'll let him go. All right.
That's crazy.
Listen, so real quick, I got somebody send me this. UAPB has not beat Alcorn since 2016.
Wow.
Since 2016, they have not beat Alcorn. They got a whole graphic and everything. And actually, KJ Burke, Kareem Burke, who used to be at FAMU, is now at UAPB, had a big game too. Shout out to you, Kareem. Mr. Sargent, coming back to you.
Yo, sorry about that, Scotty. That was my phone. My bad.
Go ahead.
All right, listen, man. I'm making my way up to Atlanta. I'm in the car. I got to apologize because I'm not going to the game, man. Mr. Campbell and I were talking about it. I told him I can't go to the game after what I thought was ASU. Listen, man, I said this before, and Zoe just said it earlier. Do you want to win games or do you want to be right? And Cozy wants to be right. And here's the other thing that I'm very disappointed with him, and his staff is bad. Because I would not, as a grown man, let the person who caused us to lose the game cause me to stay at my job overnight. I would stand up and say, you know the reason why we're here? Because you refused to take out the bad quarterback and put in another quarterback. And even if the second quarterback was bad, we needed to keep trying quarterback until we found a quarterback that can move the offense beyond 3.9 yards per pass. I mean, that's really it. Cozy is going to die on that hill. And it's just like Miss Peters said, I'm not going to let some 22-year-old boy take my $200,000 a year away because he can't play. He's a running back. He's a scat back. He's some other back, but he is not a quarterback. And that's all I got to say about that. And all that rhyme, but that's too bad, Jack. Peace.
Appreciate it, Mr. Sergeant. He said he's a scat back, he's a slot back, he's a running back, but he ain't no quarterback. Hey, that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty funny. He said he's a scat back, he's a running back, but he ain't no quarterback. That's pretty funny. I like that one. All right, man. We on the roll. We on the roll on this one. Did you say A plus or just A? I think I said A plus. No, you said A.
I said
Yeah,
A.
You said
I know I give them an A plus because they would have had more yardage or more.
Yeah, you said A minus. My bad. A minus.
Yeah, and I would have gave them that if they had more passing yardage. But I got it from watching the Florida game because they got what they wanted running the ball. But nonetheless, Alabama State looked really, really good. They look really, really good, man. But the thing is with FAMU, I saw it.
He said cheat chickens in Atlanta this week if you need to get it. That's Oh Jesus, that was fun.
All I heard in my head when you read it was nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Oh man, that was funny, man.
But nah, man. I mean, FAMU, man, notwithstanding, man, they look horrible, bro, and they are. You know what? These are two teams paired together, literally in this game, and you saw the dichotomy of them going in polar opposite directions.
From where they were a few years ago to where they are now,
I would even say just from the beginning of the season. Remember, we were speaking earlier, and we talked about what you can see the progression of the confidence of Alabama State as the season go on, and you see the regression of FAMU. You know, as the season go on, not only just with the results, but also within the fan base, probably even the energy of the vibe within the team. Because I'm gonna tell you, bro, they are going to be at a legit crossroads early. First week in October. If they lose that game Saturday, it'll be a 2-year winning streak for a particular team. Goddamn. It'd be a 2-year winning streak for a particular team. But I think FAMU's team will become unglued after this game. And the reason for that is because all this stuff with the coaching staff, it's going to seep in. Look, it's going to get to them. They're gonna know because they ain't getting no good positive vibes and energy around campus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, we keeping our heads. We keep going. No, bro, because how it was last year, and it's way worse off now. But now that ain't the last game of the year, bro. They coming up here now. They lose, it's a wrap. I'm telling you. When the last time you can sit there and say that anybody has a 2-game losing streak to Valley? We ain't talking about Pine Bluff or Alcorn or Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? We talking about
Valley.
Bam, with a 2-game streak. Man, that's crazy.
Let me take this call. 7482 coming to you. I hope your phone is better than Mr. Sargent's.
Can you hear me? Does it sound better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You good, man?
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You good?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Trey from Charleston. Man, I mean, I called in on the last week, and when Albany State, when he took Jet out the game, and you know, I just knew he was going to trot 12 out there, and we just kept seeing him go on the field. And get into the third quarter and the fourth quarter, he kept seeing him go on the field. It was just like I said it last time. Cozy doesn't want to coach at FAMU no more. He can't. I don't understand what he has going on. When he first at the beginning of the season came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna pick our QB1. It's gonna be early." No one in the fan base had any thought that it was gonna be Arthur Johnson. Everybody thought it would be Jet Petty. From the day he said he was coming to FAMU, everybody thought it was Jet Petty, and we tried to get behind it, and it's not what it is. So I have a PSA. I want to say, Ms. Marva, You go talk to Big Ron DeSantis, see if he can get us a little extra money. I promise you, we will not call you MAGA Marvin no more. Give us a little extra money, free our AD. We go ahead and get us a new coach, and you got the fan base right there. Because have you seen that stadium at halftime? I mean, you see Alabama State, Kodak bopping on our sideline in Florida. It's just very embarrassing, and that's how this is how the fan base feel right now. So, I mean, I just want to put that PSA out there, Miss Margaret. If you hear me, I promise you, we won't call you MAGA Marvin no more. You are our president, all right? Go talk to Big Ron up in the state building. Get us some extra money. I promise you, we won't call you MAGA Marvin. You are our president. We're gonna keep going forward. We're gonna strike again. All right, y'all.
Hey, appreciate the call, Brody.
Man, hold on, dog. Man, y'all so gullible that. But look, if that woman go out here and get rid of Cola, they all for sure for real gonna be like, ain't no more Mega Marv. We love her.
Hey, listen, man.
Man.
Listen, I said it because somebody hit me up and was like, did you see what Angela, with the whole article and stuff about Angela? And I want to talk about the FAMU band thing. I found it. I'm gonna try to get to it and bring it up. But I was like, bro, you got to look at Angela Suggs like Michael Irvin for the Cowboys, right? It's a big deal until it's not a big deal. Like, if when Angela comes back and Charlie Ward starts winning at basketball games, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care about Angela's financial situation with the state or whatever. They're going to be like, thank God we got our AD back. Look at this great hire she did. And if she makes a great business move, look at what she did over here. And ain't nobody. People's minds are so fleeting. They just want to know what's the
72 hours.
Dog, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing, right? Because things are going viral so fast that you're going to be yesterday's news. You're just going to be yesterday's news, right? Unless you keep falling back in that same pattern and a habit, which she's not, because that was so long ago. But it is what it is, man. Ain't nobody about to care, bro. Ain't nobody about to care. Now, so I do apologize because I didn't have it ready. I'm going to try to bring it up with the post. Did you hear what happened at FAMU?
No.
Okay, so the announcer said some.
Yeah, it's about with Alabama State. Oh yeah, I watched the clip on Twitter on the way home. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring up the statement from the president, and I'm gonna try to find the. Can you send me the video off Twitter if you got it?
I sure can.
Yeah, send it to me so I get. So if people haven't heard it, I can let them hear it. But this was the statement made by the Alabama State president based on the band announcers' comments towards Bama State's honeybees. And if you don't know what the honeybees are, they are a plus-size dancing group that Alabama State has on their staff. So it says, today during the halftime show of the Alabama State versus Florida A&M, distasteful comments were made regarding our beloved honeybees. While we recognize the spirit of competition, there is no place for disparaging or demeaning remarks directed at our scholars. I have personally spoken with the president of FAMU University, with the commissioner of the South Athletic Conference, to express my displeasure with the short-sighted comments. And they have both affirmed they agree with my sentiments. The honeybees, along with the Mighty Marching Hornets, dedicate countless hours to their craft to deliver the unforgettable, show-stopping performances that embody the pride and excellence of Alabama State. To have their artistry disrespected after such a performance is absolutely unacceptable. As president of the great institution, I stand firmly with the honeybees, the Mighty Marching Hornets, and our tardy student body. Honeybees, please know that you are celebrated, valued, and admired for joy you bring to the Hornet Nation. Also for the bold, fearless way you represent the very best of ASU. Continue to shine, because light cannot be dimmed by negativity. Okay.
I just texted to you.
Okay, appreciate you.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this while you looking it up. So, was the comments distasteful? Yes, they were. Here's my thing, and there's always a thin line in all of this stuff. Like, even if, like, me and Scotty, if we're at the game and we're talking noise to each other, right? Or if you're playing the dozens with a friend, there's a thin line between, you know what I'm saying? And some of it's subjective to people, but there's a thin line between going too far. But there are certain things where you know you're going too far. And I'll even give this example. when it came to the statement that he said, it was distasteful. I know some people say, well, you said this. Well, it's sometimes it's the wording that you choose. I think he could have said what he said, but not say anything about Ozempic. And then, because basically you're talking about them being plus size. Well, guess what? They're called honeybees for a reason. So my thing is, you could have made something else or said something else to insinuate their size without insulting them about their size. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing. So he went way above board of what he should have said, and that's the issue. It was a colorless comment, and it was distasteful, in that setting. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, if it's a PA announcer and you're saying something, Scotty, let's be honest, everything you say should really be tongue in cheek. If we're really keeping it in a book.
Yeah.
But the moment you overstep that, you're gonna go into a bad situation, which is what he did.
Here's the comment.
Congratulate them. They're now the new face of Ozempic. Congratulate them. They're now the new face of Ozempic.
Okay, so let me be very clear. As an announcer, I think it's inappropriate. I'm gonna say that again. As the announcer,
exactly,
I think it's inappropriate. Listen. I'm going to say this, and I can get canceled. It doesn't bother me. If you know you are a plus size person, you have to know what comes with being nobody. I don't have to accept your plus sizeness. I don't have to, right? I don't have to do body positivity. I don't have to do that. Now, I think in a professional setting like that, does the announcer need to? Absolutely, right? Because you got to be professional. It's a certain thing. But just off the body positivity, I don't have to give you that. I don't have to give you that. I don't. Like, you can't. It's like to me, it's like the whole LGBTQ thing. Like, I don't have to accept your lifestyle. I don't have to disrespect it, but I don't have to accept it. And you don't have to force it on me. You can't force it on me like, oh, your daughter needs to be trans or she needs to hang out with trans people. If I don't feel comfortable for my daughter hanging out with a trans person, or if I don't feel comfortable for my daughter playing with a trans person, that's my critique on it, right? So my thing is this. I don't like that. The comments, yes, yeah, they're bad. But at the same time, they're big girls. And you can't get mad at, again, I'll say this. If somebody did a podcast and they talked about the honeybees being big or whatever, that's their right. Because again, being big is not health. It's not, there's a lot of things that come with that I think people can speak towards and say that, hey, this is not like, I think it's inclusive. I think it's a great inclusive program that Alabama State does. Let me just say that I think it's dope. They work hard. They're great dancers. They do that. But to try to make that a somewhat of a standard, I disagree with it. But other than that, I love what they do. I think what they do is great. But don't get mad when shots start getting fired because you're big. That's just what it is. Like,
well, here's my thing though. So the shots can happen because they're big. Again, that's why they're there. Like, they're honeybees for a reason.
Yeah.
You have stingettes, then you have honeybees. So that's what I'm saying. And if you see a honeybee and see a regular bee, then the visual gives you what it is, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, and to your point, which is what we're both saying the same thing, he didn't keep it tongue in cheek. And Joe Bullard, I saw somebody else say that, oh, he's been doing something since 1976. I don't care how long he's been doing it. Tongue in cheek is tongue in cheek, and that's the center he should stay in. And he's pushed the boundaries before, and most of the time it's good. It really is. Joe Bullard's a damn good announcer, but this time he said something that was inappropriate in the way that he said it. But again, I'm with you, Scotty. Look, because Joe, if you go back and listen to certain things he said things to that nature. And look, we're gonna keep it a book. Keep it a spade, bro. If we were talking to each other, we would say it. But again, it's all about what, Scotty? The setting.
The setting.
It's the setting and who it is. Yeah. And so that's why I'm saying in the position that he has no space to be saying that. Now, can he say something in regards that's tongue in cheek to them being honeybees? Sure he can. Mm-hmm. Sure he can, and he wouldn't have any issue, and he wouldn't be in any hot water had he done so. But that right there was uncalled for.
I agree. Just the setting, the comment. I don't think it was very funny. Like if it was funny, I'd be like, that was pretty funny. It wasn't funny. I don't. Yeah, just a lot. I think the whole joke just missed. Like it just missed.
Yeah.
It's just what it was. It missed. If it hit, if the joke would have hit, I would have been right there like, hey, that's pretty funny. That's just what it is. But it didn't hit. It is. And people are and let me say this, they are not kids. I hate when people say that about college people. They're young adults. They're not kids. Stop saying that dumb shit. They're not kids. They're young adults.
They are young adults. You will never hear me say that.
Like they're not kids.
And
can go to war. Stop it.
Oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Okay, let me say, because you just touched a nerve with that. Black people, yes, they are young adults. They're not kids. Because I'm here to tell you, even when we talk about 16 and 17-year-olds, you can't have it both ways. We want to sit there and when they do all these great things, oh my God, they're so much better than our generation. They're light years ahead of us. They're so much smarter and all this. But then when they do some dumb shit or kids maybe, it's like, but their frontal lobe is not fully developed. You know what I'm saying? They're smart, but they aren't here. They're still just 16 and 17. So no, they are young adults. Hold them to what they are. But again, that's a whole different tangent. But no, let's because somebody said we're on opposite sides. Like, no, we're both in agreement. Joe Bullock was wrong for what he said, but we're also saying that, you can still say something or rip somebody, keep something tongue in cheek. There's nothing inappropriate within that. We do that. That's part of being a black person because that's what we do within the culture. We're not going to sit here and act fake because we're live in front of you. Black people, to a standard, we sit there, we rib each other, we join each other, we play the dozens. We do it at home, we do it in a professional setting. It is what it is. We do that. You keep it tongue in cheek, but he cannot because he's at work doing a professional job, and no PA announcer or any band announcer or anybody on a microphone in a public place at a sporting event should be talking about anybody and saying the face of Ozempic. That was just out of line. That was totally inappropriate. He was wrong. Right. He deserved to be reprimanded for it.
Yeah. And again, like I said, the joke missed. And I'm gonna say this, like Rocky, I'm gonna get to you. Listen, man. Just because you're somebody's kid does not make you a kid. Like, come on, man. Like, if my daughter is 20 or 21, is she going to make some immature decisions? Yes, because she's young. But that doesn't you can't replace the young adult with she's a child, she's a kid. No, she's a young adult. She just is like, as we all have done in our early 20s, we've made bad decisions. That's a part of life. And as you get older, those decisions have bigger consequences. So instead of you getting ISS, now you're getting kicked out of college, or now you're having a baby, or now you're in jail, or now you got arrested, or like that's the consequences they get steeper. So stop calling people kids. They're young adults. Are they immature? Yes. Do they make bad decisions? Absolutely. I'm not saying to hold every young adult to these high standards of you shouldn't have done that. No, be compassionate and understanding, but understand like, hey, like Mr. Campbell talking to me, right? He's a senior to me, right? So when me and Mr. Campbell got cool, I was about 30, 31 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's talking to me like a young adult. Hey, man, you can't be out here saying the things you're saying and then trying to get money on the back end. That's not good for business. And I'm just out here wilding, right? Like I'm just out here, me doing me. And I'm 30. I'm still young compared to what Mr. Campbell was talking about because he's like, hey, I remember when I was 30 and I was wilding. So again, it's just you try to get them to understand that your actions have more of consequences as you get older. I can still have compassion for you because you're young and you don't understand. But let's not act like, come on, man. Like that shit blows my life. No, they're kids. No, they're not. They're young adults. Rocky, coming to you.
All right, man. So let me say this. Let me say by saying this. It was a misplaced joke, right?
Yeah.
But why are we treating but it seems like the tone and tenor of that letter is like he insulted some special needs children. You know what I mean? It almost seems like the joke. Did they need to write a letter? Like, because If
Yes.
that's the case,
Hold on, Rock.
they
Let
need to-
Zoe got a response for you. Go ahead.
Yes, they need to have they need to do exactly what they did, Rocky. You have to remember, whatever Joe Bullitt does represents that university. And that was not a good look. And so you can't look at it like an employee just at a regular place. Remember, this is a public event. This is at a football game. And I don't know if you saw the video, but did you hear that crowd? It was a distasteful, it was an ugly thing. So yes, they needed to write a statement out on that. You know what I'm saying? Alabama State wrote one too, as well as FAMU. What happened needed to happen, because again, anything that happened that represented. Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish.
Hold on, Rocky, let him finish it.
I'm gonna let you finish. FAMU. I mean, Joe Bullitt represents FAMU. Anything, whether we think is minor or major, reflects on that university. Same thing with Alabama State, Jackson State, whoever. So that's why.
Okay. Let me give you an example. If some older gentleman or some gentlemen would come out and they did a performance and they had Beijing in their hair, if he said the face of Beijing, would he have wrote a letter then?
I don't think he does. If I'm being honest, I don't think he does.
No, because you.
That's not a good analogy. That's not a good analogy, Rocky.
What do you mean it's not a good analogy?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Show me the time and place where putting Beijing on anyone represents the entirety of a culture. And then we're talking about and also, what is Beijing for? What is Ozempic for?
No. Those are just women.
No, because you gotta give Rocky. You gotta give context when you give the analogy. What is Beijing for? You're talking about hair dye. We're talking about something that's shot in somebody for most diabetics to lose weight. Rocky, you can't use that analogy, bro.
So I'm using Beijing because Beijing, how they use it nowadays is to cover up bald spots. Men that have receding hairlines use Beijing.
But guess what? That's what you gave an example. I'm gonna ask you again. What is Beijing for? What somebody choose to use it for, that's a different thing. It's hair dye. At the end of the day, no matter how you want to slice it, Beijing is hair dye. It's dye. And it's to dye hair. I get what you're saying, because like we made clown Carlos Boozer, right? You see what I'm saying? I get where you're going from.
Okay, okay, Rocky. Because I don't want this to get too off track. Are you just saying if it was men, if it was men that were out there doing whatever they were doing, is there backlash? Is that the point you're trying to make?
Well, is it that, and are big women or protected class of people, like they got a disability or their size is not under their control, or they were born with bigness or something like that, because men aren't treated that way. Every other joke about Terrence Grave is about his waistline, even though that ain't got nothing to do with coaching.
But here's the thing.
Let him finish.
Hold up.
Okay.
He gets to attack openly about his weight, and nobody ever steps up and says, "Now why are you talking about his weight like that?"
Okay, go ahead, Zoe.
Man, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rocky. Go ahead.
No, I just was simply saying this. I'm a gentleman, right? So I wouldn't openly insult anyone about anything if I can help it, right? But at the end of the day, let's not treat one group of people in a certain situation like they're a protected class of people. And then the same situation, if you change the gender, it's open season. I don't like that.
Go ahead, Zoe.
I don't like that.
Okay, first things first, I got to part ways with you. It's not a gender thing here. If it was a group of men out there and they happened, the same outrage would have happened. See, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Okay. The honeybees were just because it's a group of women. I can assure you, if it was a bunch of, let's say the band did a skit. You know how Southern had the big guys come out and they may dance, right? Yeah. Let's say if Southern has some big guys came out and then Joe Bullitt did the same thing with a bunch of oversized, some big dudes. They would have got the same reaction. They would have with that comment. But I'm gonna say this too. When you talk about Terrence Graves, that goes back to what we said at the beginning. The difference is the PA announcer. the PA announcer at the football game is not going to sit there, come up and just say, hey, Southern head coach, like he's the face of Ozempic. So what people say in the, like, for example, we get crazy comments in the chat. They can say this in the chat. We're not employees of a school saying something in a public forum, representing the school. That's the difference.
Let me jump in here. I'm gonna give it both ways. No Diddy. I feel like if the joke was better, I don't feel it's a problem, right? I think it was a bad joke, flat out. It did not hit. I think if it was a gender, if it was men, I don't think it would be the same backlash. I really do not feel that way. I really think that men it would be more of a take it on the chin type of feel. Even though the joke is the same, I think if it was big guys out there, I do not believe.
By and large, yes. But what I'm saying, the point that I'm saying is, yes, it would be more acceptable if men did. But what I'm saying is, you still would have bulls ring out if it was men with that same joke.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Rocky. I mean, Zoe, I do agree with you on that. So I think it's twofold. Rocky, I think you're making a point to where is the protection of big women, is that a thing? I do believe it is a thing. And black women at that. Black women, big black women, I do think. But I will say this. I will give to the HBCU space this. I think if the joke was better, people wouldn't have not had a problem. If it was more subtle, if it was more, a little, PG.
Tongue in cheek.
Tongue in cheek. I think it wouldn't. I think it would have hit.
So let me ask you this. That routine was sponsored by Spanx.
That laughs.
I think that goes. I'm not mad at that.
And I hold on. I guarantee you, had he said that, we would not be having this conversation.
I think FAMU people would have chuckled. Like, I think you get that.
But do you not see that? Hold on. But Rocky, do you not see the stark contrast between saying, hey, that routine was sponsored by Spanx and this is the face of Ozempic? Do you not see the difference?
Of course, I recognize that there's a difference in the joke, right? And in the joke, because Spanx is not necessarily always associated to
big people
who are overweight or have diabetes or something like that. I understand that there's a difference, but what I'm saying, the sentiment of the joke would be the same, though.
But you're making my point. Where we're different at, you're right. Your sentiment of the joke is what it is. That's subjective. The thing is, what I'm mentioning to you, Rocky, is what you just said was the point we made. Saying they're the face of Spanx, that's tongue in cheek. That's tongue in cheek. That's literally the definition of something being tongue in cheek. You're not hitting below the belt. That's not even a crass joke. That's why I say if they say that, we're not having a conversation. But it's a whole different world when you say this is the face of
I'm saying is, I think if they do say this was sponsored by Spanx, the announcer has to explain himself at that point. It's a more ambiguous joke, but somebody's gonna ask him what he meant by that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But Rocky, it's not abrasive. I get, again, the Ozempic joke is abrasive. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard stop. The Spanx, FAMU people are probably going to chuckle. Alabama State people are probably going to feel some way. But he's not being, if he gets reprimanded, it won't be to the point where people ask him to be fired, because FAMU people are going to be like, that was pretty funny. But again, the joke is abrasive and it was not funny.
And do you hear the crowd, bro?
That's probably it's FAMU people as well as Alabama State people. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is what it is. But let me get. There's some other people that want to call in. Yeah. Go ahead, Rocky. Your last point.
I just want to say one thing. Maybe the joke is more mean-spirited than I believe it is. You know what I mean? Maybe because I don't think the joke is that mean-spirited, but it seems like people believe that it's mean-spirited the way that it landed. So, but it basically wasn't funny though. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Then, hey, good conversation, and I'll be listening.
Appreciate it, Rock.
All right, Rock.
We got two other people calling. 2111 coming to you.
Well, good afternoon or good evening. How y'all doing?
I'm doing
Hey, how
fine.
you doing?
You sound very perturbed.
Well, I ought to be happy because my baby's actually won. It was a very sloppy game, but they pulled it out. Rocky sitting up here playing the game of semantics. He know what that man was saying. Now, if that announcer got up there and sit here and said, Rocky, the new face of the modern day penis pump, I wonder if you're gonna find that to be funny.
I'm sorry.
Stop playing games. You know what he was saying. Everybody know what Ozempic and all the rest of that stuff is for. Hell, I'm on Ozempic. So stop playing games. Now, if you just want to get up here and just want to make jokes, Rocky, then do that. You know that was very insensitive. And just like Zoe said, that is the face of the institution. You know how to conduct yourself. That man knew what he was doing when he said it. I'm not mad at him, but I mean, now if they cut your paycheck or hell, they get somebody else up there. You can't get mad because you knew what you said was out of line. You are a professional. You've been doing this for a while. I can expect that from somebody that was new. Come on now. Stop playing, Rocky. Stop playing these games of semantics now before we make you the new face of the modern day Peter's Pump. And y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. I knew she came. I knew she was on that shit. I knew it. Listen, I can hear it. I can hear that black mom tone. You know when you like you done got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I already heard it.
And before you pick them up, guess what? And literally, let's say somebody did use that joke. That person that says that penis pump probably fired.
Fired. Okay. 70-34 coming to you.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing today?
What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Here's the deal, man. He always plays it loose and slick, man. I've always said he's a coward because when they play like them other folks, he don't never say nothing slick against them. He just be good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to halftime when he play against some other folks. But he always has some slick stuff to say, man. And he needs to be held accountable for what he did because what he did is absolutely wrong. And yeah, he's been doing this for years. He called the old girl from PV Big Shirley. So I mean, it's just he always do that, but he don't never do anything like that.
That's his thing.
He'll just be like, "Hey, thank you for having us, and from the highest of the 7 hills," and he'll go into that bullshit they say. But anyway, man, y'all have a good evening, man. God bless y'all, man.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Mr. Campbell, coming to you.
I wasn't going to comment on this, but I'm going to say something. So
what up,
there's a difference between a professional setting and fans in the stands. And Scott, I'm going to say this because me and you fought this fight. And what people tried to, I know you remember, and I'm going to say it, when SWAC Buzz had his chat. And what were they doing? They were disrespecting your wife.
Yeah.
And you know what they said? Well, Scotty says thing, we could say something about his wife. And you know what? I called that brother. I said, don't you ever let anybody talk about that man's wife. Because you did not like that. That was disrespectful. You can't people say, oh, it's just a joke. People did the exact same thing to you and your wife. Totally disrespectful to your beautiful wife. And they thought it was funny. People say, oh, he being sensitive. And they said, oh, Mr. Campbell being sensitive. And I called on that boy show. I wasn't being sensitive. That's my daughter. Yeah, you're my son. There's no way I'm going to let somebody disrespect you like that. Man, we got to understand what the difference is. So Joe Bullard, so I want to be clear, is the voice of the Marching 100. The Marching 100 is a representative of Florida A&M University, okay? Mm-hmm. So you have to understand what that means. Because if that was a fan in the stand, you wouldn't even be doing a segment on this. Mm-hmm. This is what we're talking about, man. We have gotten to a point where people can say anything about anybody because Trump started shit and everybody talking about they soft. And then you try to get, ain't nobody soft, man. It's about respect. Man, why we got to a point where we just disrespect people? Come on, man. This is another university. Those girls have every right to perform. And the thing about it is, he didn't say nothing about the Sting S. They could have been on exempted.
That's fair.
But we know what you're doing. So, man, we got to just stop this, man. It gets to a point, and I don't want to hear nothing about something. Man, I'm from the 90s where motherfuckers talk shit in your face. See, y'all do that keyboard stuff. Y'all take up behind each other's back. Or then you get on Twitter and they call it out. So my thing is, it ain't right on no end, man. This is a university. If you guys want to, in this chat, if y'all want to talk junk and talk trash like we do, this is this chat. But Scotty, you know doggone well, if you doing a thing like you did so great at Morgan, there's things like, it's just like Perry. Perry don't go on that Jaguar General saying nigga, because he know there's a difference.
Yeah.
He come on your show and say nigga all day, and we laugh at it. But I bet you a bomb down, he ain't gonna do it because there's a difference. So stop acting like there's not a standard, y'all. There is a standard. So, you know, people always sit back there. And I'm going to say this again. We got to stop acting like it's cool to disrespect black women, man. It's not. It's not. And it ain't got nothing to do with these girls being bigger, smaller, whatever. We got to relax on this. So my only thing is, it was right for the president, because I was there and I heard, and I'm proud of the FAMU people because we were the ones booing. First, like you said, the joke wasn't funny and it was whack. The president had every right, because those young ladies come out there and they represent Alabama State University, and they have gone all over the country represent Alabama State University.
Yep.
You should respect that, because I tell you what, FAMU people would be mad if Alabama State announced that and said our first female head drum major was a DEI hire. How you think that would have went?
Ooh, yeah.
How you think if Alabama State, if we play Valley and Valley said, "Oh yeah, y'all see, FAMU got a DEI drum major," why you think FAMU folks would have gone? We'd be losing our mind. We wouldn't be writing letters. We talking about somebody get fired. So man, all I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's a time and place. What you and Zoe do on this show, y'all have a right to say whatever you want. If y'all think, Scott, you know me and you make jokes. We do skits on people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do that. But my point, if you go on there, I'm going to expect you, like I told you, I hold you to a standard. Where you're at is what you're supposed to be at. When you go certain place, act like you're supposed to be there, man. So I'm disappointed in some of y'all to think that, oh, it's cool, because you know what? If it was your job, none of y'all acting like that. This is this man's job.
Yep.
Joe Bullock represents the Marching 100. So that's why that's an issue. And I'm going to say one other thing, too. Not only, see, this is what makes it even look worse. Alabama State whooped our ass. And then you make a joke. That's even worse than ass whooping.
Yikes.
You see what I'm saying? That's how bad that makes FAMU. FAMU can't get out their own way. We just got ranked, again, the #1 public HBCU. Anybody talking about that? No. They're talking about Joe Bullock and we getting our ass whooped by Alabama State. So I'm just trying to get you guys to slow down and reflect, as black people, that we should have a little bit of respect. So, you know, man, come on, man. I just expect more out of all of y'all. And Scotty, you know, like I said again, and you know, because this was true, because when I saw that, and those people going at your wife in that chat, and they were saying the same thing. Oh, it's just a joke. He talk about people all the time. Oh, what? And you know I called you 30 out, did I not?
You did.
I did. Because I said, we're not doing. And I called SWAC. And I mean, he's my guy. I said, nephew, hey, we ain't about to do this right here. You represent Jackson State. You went to Jackson State. You a college educated brother. Come on, man. So that's what I'm saying. We had this personally happen to our family. And you know I consider you family. So that's what I'm saying, man. No. So I'm going to say to separate the two. In a professional setting, Joe Bullock represents FAMU. You can't do that. Hey, man, all that if you want to talk about that on the street, man, y'all do whatever you want to do on the street. But, man, when you get in public, man, have some grace and have some respect. That's all I got.
Appreciate the call, Mr. Campbell. KP, I'm going to take you as the last call, and we're going to move on to the next game. KP, coming to you.
Wow, what's up, baby? What's going on with it, baby?
What's up?
Thank God. Zoe, what's up, baby? Salute to you, big boy.
Hey, I appreciate
y'all giving us that L, man. Y'all helping us out, get this boy out this of our hands, man. So I salute that to you, bro. But real quick, man. Man, it's a sensitive subject, bro. I'm with Mr. Campbell, man. We just can't come out here and disrespect these women, man. Like, let me just flip it. What if they was at a PWI school and the PWI announcer said that about the honeybees? Would that still be a issue?
I think the thing is,
hold up, Scotty. Before you go, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna jump off. Remember when that job? I can't remember that guy name. He was a DJ. He called them chicks nappy-headed hoes.
Oh, yeah.
And how we all as a community rallied around them women, and you know, I feel like it's the same thing, man. You just don't disrespect your own people, just not like that, in my opinion. Like that's, man, I feel some people may think is a funny joke. That's their opinion, but man, that's kind of low, man. Especially during these times, man. We gotta be sticking together, man. You ain't gonna say nothing about the white women, the white schools, and you know, you don't crack jokes on everybody. If you gonna crack jokes on one, crack jokes on everybody.
Well,
But I'm gonna
The
let
joke
y'all
is
dive into it and open up discussions. That man, I'm gonna move to the side.
Appreciate it, KP. What's up?
I'm gonna say, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. It's not. We got to stop this whole thing about, well, what's a joke, and we tell a joke, and they tell a joke. That don't matter. You can tell a joke that went too far. That's the thing that people are getting. It's not like for like. You see what I'm saying? One for one. Sometimes you can go too far on telling a joke. That's the thing. They cross the line. And when you cross the line, there are consequences. You know what I'm saying? Or steps you need to take. So it's not a matter of, oh, hey, you tell a joke and I tell a joke. That's like I said, it's just like us playing the dozens, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can play the dozens, we're going back and forth, but somebody going to be habitual line stepper and step across that line.
Yeah.
Because some people always want to what? Push the limit to see how far I can go.
Yeah.
And sometimes, again, that joke just didn't, it missed the mark, but it went too far. So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, he represents the university. Come not along with it. We just look. Shouldn't have said it. He was wrong. It was classless. It was tasteless. And again, they did what they need to do. They may say something to him or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. And we'll move forward. But Alabama State did the right thing. FAMU did the right thing, and we just got to be better and move forward.
I don't think B-Dot's not the one that said it. It was Joe Bullard who said it. Just want to be very clear about that. So yeah, we move on from there. All right, let's go on out. You already know. Next game. Them Tremaine Jacksons done did it again.
Man, bro, this one right here hurt me, dog. I was so wrong on this one, man. But again, not thinking that, Prairie View didn't have a chance to win this game, but I was way wrong on this game. And man, I don't know how Grambling recoups back from this. They got to bounce back in a major way. But kudos to PV, man. And PV is in a roundabout way, Scotty. PV is the, I want to call them Alabama State light. You know what I'm saying? They're progressing. They're getting better as the year go on. It just looks different than what Alabama State has looked in doing so. But, bro, and the reason why I say this is because, remember, this is TJ's first season. This is Eddie Robinson, year 6? So, year 4. Okay, my bad. Year 4. And so, but they're trending upward, man. Found their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They're doing some things. And, look, I got to call a spade, man. Like, Prairie View's getting better. I mean, they on the cusp because of the losses to actually moving up to creeping to get that number 5 spot, you know what I'm saying, the top 5 HBCUs. They actually creeping up there, bro. And so kudos to them. They look good in this game. But Grambling, man, they just have a good game. They have a good day at the office on yesterday, bro. T-Set, talked about him last night, man. I'm expecting so much better from him, you know what I'm saying? And just not getting it right now. He's not cutting the mustard, bro. He's not cutting the mustard. And I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on with G. And I'm gonna say this too before I hand it over to you. We talk about, possibly the head coach, you know what I'm saying, being gone into the season. I'm like, shit, they start losing, where you gonna go?
Who?
Head coach for Grambling.
Oh, Mickey gonna leave regardless. Mickey,
you know what I'm saying? But be a position coach somewhere. But
yeah, he about to go be a power 4 position coach. Man, that Bama is gone. He ain't about to deal with no Grambling foolishness. Let me say this: what I saw is what I expected. Grambling is not a good team. It's the same way I felt about Southern last year. You're not a good team. Just because you're able to pull out close games does not make you a good team. And Grambling has shown you time and time again, they will put themselves in a position and pull themselves out. But when you play against better competition, you never get out.
Mm-hmm.
And PV dominated that game from the beginning to the end. They never had a chance in this game. And that's what I loved about this game. It's like, I'm not going to give you life. I'm not going to let you think you can win this game. Even with some of the turnovers that they got from Grambling, which usually would respond into points. PV said, nah, let me get that back. Nah, we'll stop you right here. Oops, you thought it was cute. Oh, you thought it was sweet. No, you're not getting that either. what I love about what we talked about with FAMU is the exact opposite of what Tremaine Jackson is doing.
Yeah,
And
that's
what
a
I
good
mean
point.
by that is this. He came in saying he's going to run an air raid style. He saw he ain't got air raid shit. So what he do? He said, nah, we going to change this up, pimp.
I want to win.
I want to win. He out there running the spread wing option, okay? Like he out there, and it looks damn good. That Bama Carter is, dog, the Bama can run like a gazelle.
Yeah.
Bingman, McDowell, all them Bamas, they look good running the rock, and it's like, you know what's coming, but can you stop it? You know it's coming. That motion coming, it might be a counter, it might be a jet, it might be a QB power, it might be a pass, but I love that. Hey, we're going to run to our strengths. We're going to run it until you can't stop it or until you can stop it, and we're going to win the game, and we're going to go home. I love it.
I was gonna say, and shout out to the fans, man. I think they got like what a little over 60,000 of that thing yesterday, man.
They said that thing was,
but it's always back like that. It's been that way for decades, man. So shout out to the fans for showing out. But yeah, man, you know, PV, they did the part, but you're absolutely right. And this is why I give TJ kudos, because again, yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. He actually did say we're gonna do this, but get on campus, see what we got, what we tried to bring in, what we got and what we didn't get in. And after a week, say, you know what? This is going to be our best recourse to get some W's and be successful or give ourselves a chance to win. And that's the mark of a damn good coach, bro. And so definitely want to salute him to that, because as much as we talk about, you know what I'm saying, cozy, you're absolutely right. There is no oh my God. You don't see ego in Tremaine Jackson. See, you're absolutely right. You don't see ego in Tremaine Jackson.
It's the complete antithesis of fans.
Yes. So kudos to him, bro.
Whatever he got to do to win, because again, he has set the expectation on himself that on his program, on himself, that he will turn this program around and he'll turn him into a winner. He is 2-0 in the conference. He has beat 2 Western foes already.
Yep.
And he has the whole thing in front of him, right? So, I mean, and I said it in the beginning of the season, I said Prairie View has the easiest schedule to get to the SWAC championship because of it being the SWAC West.
But when I said that, it was like, oh, you're hating that. I'm like, no, if you look at the teams that they played last year, where their records fall, even going now, they have the easiest pathway to get there.
So it is what it is. Shout out to him. Let's get to these grades. Again, I mean, and for me, listen, man, I think Grambling is fool's gold, man. It just really is. Like,
got my ass.
It's full.
It got me, bro. It got me, but no more. That's it. I would not be had again. I'm putting y'all the same place I put Norfolk at.
Yeah, boy, you stupid. You said got my ass. Listen, they're not a very good team. First of all, and people can say what they want, Grambling's not very talented. They really don't have a lot of talent. They really, like, compared to the old Grambling teams that we've seen in the previous years under Hugh and the first year Mickey, they're not really that talented. So I'm a little sketchy on that as well, if they are just able to compete with good teams going down the stretch. But again, you need a better version of T-Set. And at the end of the day, you know, the Grambling defense also needs to step up and make it stop. I mean, goddamn, it's been bad for I won't say bad, but it hasn't been very good for the last 2 years. It's been very hosey. I'll say hosey. All right. And you know what Zoe said?
Put that score up, Put the score up, because we should have had half 100 on them. Should have had half 100 on them.
Oh, let me see if I got this.
I said it was 42-14 what I projected.
Let me see.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this game.
Yeah.
I said 42-14. Look, missed 2 field goals, had 2 touchdown call back. We should have had half a $100 on you.
All right, go ahead, Zoe. Take it away.
Man, listen. I sent the picture to Scotty, but I'm gonna tell you, I told y'all they trash. I told you they were trash. I told you. But I also told Jacoby, I told you Friday. I said, Jacoby gonna have his best game. He gonna have his coming out game against Southern. We made a little bit, but we ain't come on with no terms. I told you, like, what you gonna get? I said, you gonna get about 250. I said 225.
Yeah, I owe you $1.
No, but we put no term. We just made a bit. We put no term.
Right.
But I called up like, oh yeah, Jacoby gonna get 225 for sure. Boy, actually could have had 400-yard pass. Should have had it. Man, Savage dropped a real good touchdown. But again, everything we wanted was right there. I know people want to say, oh, the first half, it was this in the first half. You know what I'm saying? But it was some things in the first 2 drives that I saw. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this too. I ain't never said nothing publicly about my boy, but I'm gonna say it right now because this is what I want to happen. I'm gonna be selfish. God damn it, TC, give my boy 27 more carries. I need Amari Miller to get 25 carries a game. That's what I need.
He run different.
I need Aubrey Miller. Listen to me, Aubrey. I need Ahmad to get 25 carries every game. I need less Travis Terrell. I need Travis Terrell little spurts. All right. I need more Ahmad Miller, dog. More of it. But bro, I want to say this because I'm gonna hand over to you. Southern. Yes, they are a bad team, but I really feel like they are a bad team, bro, because of the staff. Bro, I saw some things in that game.
They're talented.
They are talented, but bro, it's coaching, bro.
Yeah, it's bad.
Even, let me tell you. Now, one thing about it with regards to the long play before the halftime, you know what I'm saying? What they were in was the right thing, but you know what I'm saying? The last linebacker, you know, I don't know what he did. He was the sole reason for the busted play. But bro, I gotta say this. They get ready to punt that ball. Terrence Gray, you know you done fucked up, right? He got on that press conference and said, oh, it's a freshman. You know, he excited in the first game. I hate when you do that. Go back and watch that play. It wasn't on a freshman, bro. They called punt block on that. They went after that punt.
They did. Because they sit. Everybody was on the line.
So what get me is I hate see now that pisses me off because you put it on the player. It was on the call. Because Scotty, why even call punt block? Don't even put the freshman in the position because if you call punt safe, ain't nobody even trying to go block this shit to begin with. That's how you know it's capped.
If you do a return,
so watch this, bro.
Yeah.
The score at that point in time, it was 13. It was 13-10 at that time. And my thing, if you call punt safe, bro, you're getting the ball at midfield.
And you get the ball at half.
And you get the ball to open the second half. So my thing is, worst case scenario, bro, you're going to get 3 points out of it.
Come out with 3.
You sit there and do that bonehead crap, get Jackson the ball back, and then it's what you call on the drive on defense that even allows Jackson State to even get. Man, it was. I knew then, and look,
game over.
Bro, let me tell you something. I was sitting by a plethora of Bays people from Scottsville, them called Southern Knights. I was sitting by a plethora of them, and I was talking shit too, gladly. And man, let me tell you, and look, shout out to all my people. Like I said, I love Baton Rouge. Like I said, I live, bro, but I'm chopping it up with him. We're talking ball, and I'm like, ain't no way in hell he deserves to get fired right there and there for that. I don't even talk like this, but that right there was inexcusable, bro. Southern don't even deserve that. And I'm gonna tell you, man, they got talent. They got hella talent on that team.
They do.
They don't even, to me, they don't even utilize Trey Hollis the right way.
Can I go?
Go ahead, bro.
Listen, okay. Let me say this. I'm gonna specifically talk about the first half. The first half, Southern had Jackson State on the ropes. I don't care what anybody says. you're on the ropes and you're just taking body blows, right? Like Jackson is just withstanding the body blows, and Southern's like, okay, we in here. The punt is egregious, but let's back up before the punt. The pick by Ashton on the going into the end zone.
No, those Cam Salas.
Oh, it's bad. And again, I'm a Trey Holly's the only reason you're in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Holly's the only reason you're in the game. The only reason the game is competitive is because of Trey Holly. Somebody's got to explain to me, Reggie, all them J-Max, all them Southernites, or whoever got pundits or whatever. Somebody's got to come out and explain to me how every time Trey Holly has a big play, I don't see him for another 6 plays. I don't see him for another 7 plays. Because I'm telling you right now, if I'm coaching that team, Trey Holly's tongue is dragging the ground because I'm about to LeBron it. We're about to LeBron this thing. Mike White gonna come in for about 2 plays, maybe 1, and Trey Holly getting his ass right back in the game because he's just that dynamic. Now, going back to your point, the defensive play call, Herman Brewster came out and said it was on him. I don't give a fuck who. I don't care that you take accountability. Why the fuck would you jump a dig route? Why would you jump a dig route? That doesn't even make sense. Like, the dig doesn't hurt you. The dig does not hurt you at all. You rally, you tackle, we go to half. The point to me was when you're up 13-10, even if Southern goes into the half at 13-10, that's a win for Southern. The crowd's still in the game. Everybody still, they still have some sort of momentum. It's a good feeling. But once Jackson State did that touchdown, it was a here we go again scenario, and it was a trickle down. Now, let me say this. Coming out of the half, what do you get? You get a Trey Holly big run. Puts you on the plus side of the field, like right at the 50, right, like 49, 48. You take Trey Holly out the fucking game and you put that trash Bama Mike White in and you run. This is how Fred McNair and that Bama Mark Frederick should both be fired on the same day. They shouldn't have a staff to run an interim program. It should be replacement coaches at this point. You line up in like a base play where it's just like tackle, guard, center, guard, tackle. And you run inside zone. The Jackson State players are in a full-out cover 0. They're blitzing the edges. The linebackers are blitzing. Quincy is slanting. It's all pinning their ears back. You don't pull it to throw it. You run it. It's 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. You run the same goddamn play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you gotta be the dumbest motherfuckers on the play. Like, that coaching was egregious. I'm like, my skin is crawling because I'm looking at it like, are you shitting me?
And in the second quarter, they did the most simplistic stuff. Like they had one big run that Trey Holly got. I think he had like a 20-yard pickup on this particular run. They go no huddle. All they do is what they did in the SWAC championship game, where they put both
the stack receivers.
And I literally said out loud, they're going to run the same play. Ran the same play. Stop it.
Then they. Oh, can we talk about this before the pick? Before the pick, why the fuck are you trotting Cam McCoy out there? Why is Cam McCoy even a factor in this game? He should have a clipboard taking notes. Ashford is not the best, but he's a better thrower of the ball than Cam McCoy. I don't understand I'm paying you. I love what Perry says. For $225, I can do that shit. If you want to pay somebody $225,000 and throw it down the drain, pay it to me. Pay it to me. And I could have called a better game than that.
Now look, on the flip side, I want to say this about Jack State. Some things I'm really, really encouraged about that I loved is, I know some people get lost in the weeds about how the general played yesterday, right? But that's what I take from the passing was it's the statement, not necessarily the yardage, not even that. It's the decision making in TC made with him. For an example, for everybody to feel so down on Jacobian, but for TC to take the approach that he did before the half, because think about it, we'd never done that all year. So that's said something to Jacobian in that moment, to go out from literally your own 5-yard line with the middle left, and like we're really going to go, because TC, if you look at his track record, we hardly ever do that. We've hardly ever done that. We run the ball, take a knee, go to the half. We've done that all the time. For TC to take that approach with Jacobian, saying that's building confidence in him, but also within the offense. I know people say, "Oh, well, Southern's bad," but I don't care who it is. We play other bad teams and we didn't do it. And so, for me to see that was encouraging on that part of it. But I do want to speak to this, man, and I'm going to say it publicly. I don't care. We can play the same way we played against Southern. Matter of fact, we can even play better than what we played against Southern. If we have the same penalty output that we had against Southern, against Alabama State, we will lose. I feel that the same thing with Alabama A&M, we will lose. Now, at this point, I took a ledger during the game on my phone, and they got the stat wrong in the box score, by the way, because I actually tracked it, bro, during the game. We actually I tracked the penalty, what it was, and the yardage, right? So we actually have 14 penalties in that game. I think the list was 12. We have 14. And we're averaging 10 a game right now. And, bro, that game, and Southern had, I believe, 11 penalties in that game as well.
Yeah.
We have 14. I don't care if we get 500 yards. I don't care how it looks. We have the same performance we have against Southern, bro, and you got 10 penalties, because the thing that really saved us in this game was we played a clean game turnover-wise. I know we had a turnover, but that was on a muff punt by Taquan. I'm talking about on the offensive side of the ball, right? If we don't do that, bro, we lose that game. We lose to A&M, or we lose to Alabama State. That's my only thing. We've got to get that cleaned up. If you got 5, this whole game looks different. And it's hard to say in a college game, Scotty, where you'll have only 1 or 2 penalties. Have we done it? Yes, we have, but that's a rarity. But, bro, you can't be having 10. You can't be having 12 and 15 and 16 and trying to overcome that, because that's hitting yardage.
And having 100 yards worth of penalties.
Yes, sir. That's hitting yard. That's hitting yardage. Because guess what? If I got 500 yards, really you got 400, because you're negating the hitting yardage away from with regards to the penalty. So that's the one thing I got to take from the game. But look, and let me say this, and I'll give it back to you. Whichever one of you are, I don't even care if you are Jacksonia. Don't you ever fix your mouth to say we can't celebrate this win. The hell you talking about? I don't care if we won 1 game, we ain't got no wins, or we undefeated. I died on Southern tears last night. I don't know about you. I don't care where it is. I don't care. Southern can be winless. Ain't won a game in 3 years. The hell you talking about? I love nothing more. I get no greater pleasure than beating them damn bastards down there in Red Stick. I hate Southern. So damn all that, I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of it. I ain't on the team. I'm gonna talk shit all week. I'm putting mean snot on your ass too. Damn that. We celebrate. We dying on Southern tears. Hold on, did you see the post? Man, we you know how Norfolk State had won a game in just over 1,000 days?
Yeah.
What damn it. I love what the team posted. Goddamn Southern, they won a game. It was 1,700 days. We look at Jack State. They beat us in 1,700 days. I love it. Damn it. They're going to get this work for another 364. You're going to get this work.
Oh, let me play something off the local news.
Game. Let's go to Kevin Baptiste to find out.
John, this new word. I've been thinking about this word for the longest, but I've never really put it out there in the hemisphere. The new word is southerning. Southerning is basically playing your best abilities early on, but when it comes down to the get down, you get in your own way, and mistakes happen, and the snowball effect, the downfall, it just trickles and trickles and trickles. And this really looked like the Jackson State games in the previous previous matchups. I mean, we could just take the SWAC championship game from last year.
Mm-hmm.
We could have put that in the show and could have just switched up the background, you know, put Mumford Stadium in there, switch up the uniforms. So that's basically how it played out. Southern was in this ball game well in the first half. They were playing with fight. They were playing with spirit. They had the lead. They had Jackson State's offense basically, you know, bamboozled. They couldn't really run the ball like talking about. And then Southern, they basically just got in their own way. Let's show you some of those mistakes. All right, it started early on. After Jackson State muffed the punt, Southern had 1st and goal at the 5. You would think that they would punch in a touchdown. No, they didn't. And if anything happened, Ashton Strauss, the quarterback, he got called for an illegal forward pass. One of their many penalties on the day. They had over 100 yards of penalties, had to settle for a field goal. And then after halftime, after the big play that Jackson State had, that I will talk about in a minute, Southern trying to regain some momentum. They go for it on 4th and 1. And what play you think they run? They run inside zone. And what made it even more amazing is they had trouble getting that play from whatever play it was from the sideline to the field. That was a common case tonight, inside zone, and Jackson State took off from there. But the biggest backbreaker was obviously right before halftime. They had the lead, chance to pad the lead, Straughter throws the pick, and then Jackson State hits that Hail Mary right before halftime, and that's basically the story of the game. And Terrence Graves and Herman Brister, they talked about that afterwards.
It's frustrating because right before the timeout, I told him, right at the timeout, I say, we got to protect the football. We got to protect the football. We talking about that. And we turn the ball over, and then we go out, we got them backed up, and then we run into the kicker.
I felt like we had full control. We punched them in the mouth coming out of the game. We did it the whole first half. That last touchdown was on me. I'll take full accountability, get back to the drawing board and fix it.
Was that cover 2 on that touchdown, or what was it?
It was whatever coach drew up, and just know I blew it. That's all I can say.
Props to Herman Brister for taking accountability on that play, and also Ashton Strother, Trey Holly, they stepped to the podium as well. Kind of echoes some of the same sentiments that they got, you know, offensively they got a little too comfortable. They got to find a rhythm and not get complacency after they take a lead and they got all the juice. But I mean, time is running out. I mean, they got the bye week next week, but after that, I mean, they got Bethune-Cookman. But I mean, every game counts from here on out. And they've played SWAC teams, and this is another loss to a good SWAC team. They lost to Alabama State a few weeks ago, lost to Jackson State for the 7th straight time. So they can finagle their way through the West. But I mean, if you get to the SWAC championship, it might be the same story. I mean, Southern just hasn't proved that they can be a good championship team. We'll see if they can fix something out of the bye week because, as I said, time is ticking on the Jacks.
Southerning. I love it. Southerning. My boy don't even know he created a whole meme. Southerning. It's a no thing now.
Shout out to Batiste, man. He that was good, man. Shout out to him. Grades real quick. I gave him a D. I didn't give him an F. The only reason I gave him a D was because of Trey Holly. Trey Holly's the only reason I didn't give him an F. Like in the first half too. I gave him a D because of the first half. They played really well. I think the coaches took the game out of the players' hands because, again, I don't want to get into it. I just felt that that's tough, man. That's a tough way to lose. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a tough way to lose because you get once that halftime play happened, the end of the half play happened. It was there was no more Southern after that. And then they got stalled out on that first drive of the half. Yeah. Fallcorn and Southerning. Fallcorn and Southerning.
We've added to the vernacular of all SWACisms.
Yeah.
All Fallcorn and Southerning. But realistically, bro, you could have one thing he was right on. Yesterday's game was the exact carbon copy of the SWAC championship. The only difference was Jacoby was struggling, but we talk about the tail of two halves, how it looked. It was the same thing. But again, kudos to the home team for getting it right, man. Shout out to Jacoby, man. It was a game that he needed. Looked the part, man. Looked really good, man. For the first time this season, got over 6% completion percentage. He only had 11 incompletions all day. threw the ball, I want to say 36 times, but we had 2 bad drops, and still, even yesterday, we weren't clicking the way we really need to. But nonetheless, what we needed to get ourselves in the right direction, especially coming up with these 2 great Eastern Division foes coming up in the next 2 weeks.
This was his Chicago Bears versus this was his Caleb Williams, the Dallas Cowboy game. That's
Hold on.
That's what it was.
You mentioned them Bears. Them Bears got a W today. And let me tell you how good this weekend was. Because it ain't too often, boy, I give my Jack State Tigers and my Bears to win the same weekend. 2 weeks in a row, baby. We on to something here.
That was his Caleb Williams game. So we'll see how it goes from there. D from Ohio, coming to you, bro.
Scotty, what's good? So what's going on, family?
What's happening?
Good, man. I want to hit on a couple things I already hit on, but just to give my perspective. One, Zoe, I'm in agreement with you. I hardly ever go against TC because he's a proven great coach and, great play caller and great guy when it comes to making decisions. But Ahmad Miller got to touch the ball. I'm with you, man. Like, Scotty used to always make fun of Prime and say daddy ball with Shador and Shiloh. I'm starting to think his nephew ball with his nephew Davenport. Like, I like Davenport. He a nice back, but nobody has earned the right to carry that ball more than Ahmad Miller, man. Like, he run like a man on a mission, and he really, in my opinion, was ready to have a breakout game. That was the 150, 160 game if he gets the ball at least 7 to 8 more times. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I would like to see that happen. Shout out to Davenport. He a good back. That was a la Walter Payton touchdown when he jumped over the line on 4th and 1.
And landed and made the landing too.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Zoe.
I said made the landing too.
Yeah. And shout out to the general. Scotty will tell you, Prairie well as well. I've been critical. Mike Reed will tell you of the general, man. He played a good game. I know, Southern isn't a good team, but Hampton isn't a good team either. And he didn't play nearly that well, against Hampton as he played against Southern. So I got to give him credit. And shout out to Terenzo Quinn. I saw that his uncle had passed and he wasn't able to make the funeral. I hate when people have to make those life-altering decisions.
Yeah, man.
The loved one passes, but he had to go to work. So I was happy the team stepped up for him in a big win. But my question to you guys is, man, you guys have both stated that they're not using Trey Holly properly. I said the same thing. Even at the NCCU game, he break off some big runs, and then it's like they stopped going to him. Like, are these other – because, I don't follow Southern like that. I've seen them twice this year in the NCCU game and last night. Are these other backs as good as maybe the coaches may think they are?
No. Hell no.
He's
No.
the only reason they're even in the game. Like, he's a home run hitter. You can see it.
Yes.
If he's not on Southern teams yesterday, bro, Southern they got a goose egg.
He's that good. They don't score.
Yeah.
And the fact that you keep pulling him out the game and subbing him, I get that somebody might need a break. But goddamn, listen, I'm over there calling timeouts. I'm like, you know how you in U football and your star player go down, you call it, hey, timeout. Like, listen, get back in the game.
Use water.
You get back out there.
Timeout.
Use water.
You need some water? What you need? Ice? All right, cool. Go ahead and get that. You going right back in. Like, that's that. I hate to be like that, but he's like that. And again, you can say whatever you want about Mr. Not Impressed. He's a good receiver, and they're not utilizing him in the proper way. They're just not. And again, You're not using Trey Holly as a decoy. With like the one time, you know how many times they ran an RPO pass, D? They ran it one time. And you know what happened when they ran it the one time? They picked up 30 yards on it. Because again, Jackson State's defense is they have bad eye discipline. They do. I don't care what anybody says. They're so aggressive. They have bad eye discipline. So when you do the RPO in the corner, looks in the backfield, the DB does the slant right behind them. Bink, 30 yards right there. 30 yards right there. And they never went back to it. They never.
And it's like Jay called a good game last night. People give him a lot of slack, but the man is a Hall of Famer. He knows football, and he called a great game last night. He kept saying the same thing. Holly got to get more touches, and then Strother is not the guy, man.
He's not seeing it.
You said it during the watch party last night. It was throws there, and even when they didn't connect on the throws, it made Jackson State's defense back up a little bit more and allowed those running lanes to open up, but they didn't, force feed the ball to Trey Holly. When you have a guy that good, you got to force feed them. So and I hate calling for coach's job if it's unnecessary, but Graves and that whole staff got to go, man. Like that was horrible. But great show as usual, my brothers. I had to call in and jump on with y'all tonight. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'll say this, and it goes back. Listen, man, I've been doing this since the Prime days, right? I remember the first year with Prime. I swear to God, South Carolina State literally took my whole playbook. I said, the way you beat Jackson is if you don't want to win the game, don't block James Houston, because he was just that disruptive. He was the straw that stirred that drink that year because he was so dominant. You're just like, oh my God, like somebody's got to put a hand on this dude. What do? They chip him every single play. They had a wing back on the offset of that tackle, and they chipped James Houston until his ribs were probably sore. It was so bad they had to move him to linebacker in the third quarter just so he can get freed up, right? Again, and I said the safeties were bad. The corners were pretty good. You didn't really want to try Nugget, but the safeties were bad with Shiloh and another kid back there. They weren't good, right? Everybody else was pretty decent, but the safeties were bad. The same thing with this. Jackson State DBs are not that good. You got to give credit to credit is due. They made some great plays to come back and make somebody miss the ball or whatever, but they don't have really good eye discipline. They really don't. So you got to use the RPO because they're so – listen, let me tell you what Jackson State defense does really well. They're disciplined in doing their assignment. If you tell somebody to be in the A gap, God damn it, they're going to be in the A gap. If you tell somebody to go in the C gap, if you tell somebody to slant, stunt, whatever you tell them to do, they're going to do it to the highest level. But once that initial surge is stopped, that's where you win. And that's where you make your plays off of. And that's why you saw things come so open. And Jay was calling it all night. That's open. That's open. Throw that. Got to see that. Throw that. It's open. And Jay's like, the pocket is there. Why are you running out of the pocket? It's there. Slide, shuffle, move, throw the ball. It was there. And that's the thing that's frustrating is because, again, I always say this. It's the same thing I said when it was the Prime years. All Quinn, what Prime instilled in this Jackson State defense that I love that Terenzo Quinn does is that he's going to make you have to make variables matter. And what I mean by that, can you block it? Can you see it? Can you throw it? And can you catch it? And 9 times out of 10, you can't do it consistently. So I'm going to make you prove to me that you can do it consistently. And the odds are in their favor. So again, it's the same concept Prime started when he first got to Jackson that first year and they ran the table. He would blitz so much that it was just like an avalanche of pressure that most quarterbacks and most offenses were not ready for. And now instead of Quinn doing man-to-man, it's zone blitzing to where it's so much that, again, you see, I said it on Fridays, though. I said, you see Quinn like this, and then you think he's going to rush. So you look that way, Quinn buzzes out, and then they send the blitz on the backside, and now you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do with that? So to me, again, it goes to what they're doing. It works, but I don't want it to act like they're the 2000 Ravens because they're not. But like Zoe said, they play well as a team, and you've seen that today. You've seen that on the game.
No, I was going to say on the DBs, I'm waiting to see how we look next week if Quad is there to really kind of determine where we are to where we could I can actually place them. But I want to give it to Kamari Rogers is nice. Number one, Kamari Rogers is nice. Made some damn good plays yesterday. He's been consistent, but again, we haven't really been tested in the passing game to really give them, grade as a group to where they're going to be. So I'm really looking to see that next week against Alabama A&M. That's going to be a test to really kind of a litmus test, I would say, of where they are. Because again, you got good quarterback play. And then we can actually say that because we really didn't see much. To your point, you got things that's open, but you got incompetent quarterback play against Southern, and it's not really a great grade to see there. But we'll see that next week, and then also the following week too, because again, they're gonna have to have good games the next 2 weeks to pull out W's in this game because Alabama State's going to run the ball. And I mean, throw the ball quite a bit. I believe in that game as well as Alabama and them. But yeah, man. Notwithstanding, just another week down. But Southern, man, like I said, they have the talent, bro. Coaching is holding them back. Point blank period. It's not the players. No matter what people say with regards to maybe a player here or this position here, but as a total roster, bro, they got talent, lots of it. They should be a whole lot better than what they are, and this coaching is holding them back.
I'm gonna say this. It's a kid on Jackson State's defense, 15.
That's Salas.
That Bama is a fucking missile. Like he
That's got the interception.
I know he got the interception. The interception was a bad throw. Great jump, bad throw. But the way he plays downhill, he has no conscience of like those are the worst safeties to play against because they don't care about their body.
Yeah, he'll risk his body.
Oh my God. I would hate to see him. You know, I don't even if you know back in the day when you had like if you're playing like pickup football and you saw somebody like hits really hard, you're like, I'm down, I'm down, good, I'm good. That's if I ever saw 15 come my way, I would straight top lock at that thing. I'm going straight. He is trying to decapitate you. And I love that about like listen, there's guys on this team that I like the way they play the game. You know, I've always been a fan of Ashton Taylor. He didn't play very well that game. He kept over.
You didn't hear much from Reed yesterday.
Yeah, Reed pulling him. Yeah, you didn't hear much from Reed, but that 15. That 15.
Oh, and Quincy was double.
Quincy gonna do what he do.
Hey, but he was double.
They gotta stop buzzing Quincy. I'm tired of seeing that Bama stand up and drop back into the flats. Stop buzzing Quincy.
I'm tired of that too. But bro, they would double him quite a bit whenever he rushed.
I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Stop
and shout out my nephew, man. Yeah, Jency, man. Back up at captain. Yeah, just got to, no, not related. It's just younger. But shout out Jesse, man. Look, got 2 catches. I think just had 2 catches for like 59 yards, I believe. Finally got in, man. If you know his story, man, been through a lot, man. So it was good. It was good to see him out there, bro. And but yeah, man. On the next week.
I want your thoughts and opinions. One thing before we go. I talked about it a little bit on my show, but the SWAC game day show, did you have a chance to see a little bit of it or whatever? Maybe my post or anything.
Okay. All right. Oh, I mean this with all due respect. I know people trying to give a disclaimer, then the negatives come. Like, no, I mean this with all due respect. I'm highly disappointed. Look, I respect Chuck. I respect Dr. Cavill. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Mike, but Chuck and Dr. Cavill, I talk to them. I deal with them. Respect them. Got relations with them, man. This ain't it. And it's not it for a multitude of reasons. You know how the SWAC said they gave 3 years into this. You did not go 3 years into this, and this is what you came up with.
Yeah.
It's not. First and foremost, I understand, and you'll know I'm finna go when I say this. I understand they all got their own personal careers. But when you talk about doing this and that and what they're trying to do, you can't have it both ways. And what I mean by that is you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. Because you can't give a half-ass effort to something like this, and this represents the conference. First off, just look at the screen. Just look at the screen right now. You got one person, man, with a SWAC hoodie on. And that's it. It's different locales. Nobody got the same. Man, there is no professional background. Remember now, this represents the conference. Now, I would say SWAC. You're going to tell me the look of this is how you want to roll this out. I expected way better from this. I love the SWAC. But, man, this ain't it. This ain't it, man. This don't look the part. It don't feel the part. And then I know sometimes we'll get to talking about resources and things of that nature. If they're not going to be in studio, they're going to be in different places because they're going to call games. Okay, cool. I can get that. But, man, y'all either need to be all in suits, all in the same type of matching polo, or, man, something. And everybody got to have a similar type background. That right there ain't gonna cut it, bro. Because that right there, the look of that's bull jive. And this is not a shot to any of them individually, right? Because like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I respect Chuck and I respect Dr. Cavill. I like them as people. This ain't about them. But this right here, like the look of that ain't it. And the SWAC got to do better than this, man. But I also know that now, since I'm making this statement, I'm probably finna get red, you know what I'm saying, red line or something. But I'm just giving my real opinion on this. That look bootleg, bro. That look bootleg and half-ass. No real intentionality went out to say we're gonna roll a really good product out here.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I have with that. Because my thing is, man, if your dreams ain't big enough and don't scare you, you ain't dreaming big enough. And they showing me they ain't dreaming. They not reaching for the stars. They not trying to take the SWAC to another level. Because that right there, that's not another level. And I expected, and that's my problem because I had a better expectation. I expected better than this because I don't feel like the SWAC expects greatness because that right there, that ain't projecting greatness. I'm highly disappointed, bro, because we finally got the one thing that we talked about having, that was the SWAC network, right? Kudos for doing it. And I'm even willing to suffer through everything ain't got to be perfect right now because it's just it's the rollout.
Yeah.
And I expect it. And even with this show. But, bro, what I'm saying is you can't tell me on one end we've been playing this for 3 years and that's what you roll out with. That's bull jive, bro. Like, man, y'all got to do better because I'm saying if I'm an investor or if we trying to get, let me put y'all on Postgame. It's free. It's a free app right now, right? We talk about commercials and all this other kind of stuff, right? Well, you're trying to formulate and put a product out there. If I'm somebody, why would I want to put my product on it? And this is how y'all looking. This what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attach my stuff to this. Like that ain't it, bro. And my thing is, you can do better. Like everything got to be perfect, and everything ain't gonna be a whole bunch of money. Don't tell me you can't go to fast sign. They in every state in the Southeast. Don't tell me you can't go to fast sign or something and come up with some type of background, bro, where everything can be similar or something. This ain't it. Yeah. Ain't nobody got the same microphone. It ain't the same look. All we got is format. We just got different screens. Dude, we got a SWAC show. Watch this. Charles got a SWAC hoodie on. I can't see what Mike got on. But look at Brian. He represents a whole different show that ain't even on the SWAC network.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do this. We got to be better than this. Like, come on, y'all. Like, the SWAC got to be better. And again, this is just constructive criticism. I'm not attacking anybody on that screen. I'm going to say it again. I got love for Dr. Cavill and Charles. I know them. When I see them, I dap them up, I talk to them, we chop it up. For real. This is not attacking them. But come on, man. Y'all got to do better than this. And I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about the SWAC office. Got to do better than this, man.
Yeah, I mean, those are my sentiments exactly. I think the only thing that I'll reiterate is that you felt like this is what the people deserved. Like you took 3 years of playing this out, even if it was just 5 weeks. In the 5 weeks that you have been rolling this out or trying to roll this out, you thought this is what people wanted to see? Like you thought people were going to be okay with this? Like, we just put them in 4 different locations and, and there's only one person live on location and the one person live on location ain't even wearing nothing swaggish. I don't. And the thing about it is, again, my last point is this was your rollout. This was, again, trick me, have everybody on location the first time, and then going forward, it's like this, right? Because that's how oh man, guys, you saw that? Oh man, it was live on location at Jackson State. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, I like this and I like that. And
people gonna talk and you'll get more eyes on it. The name of the game, Scotty, on this pregame show is to have not only investors, but to also have potential customers like clients, like people, advertisers, right? That's going to give us money.
Yeah,
man, look at this show. Oh man, look at the numbers that they're doing, bro. This right here is not an attractant to anything. It's not.
Hey, James Houston just got a strip sack for the Cowboys, and he recovered the fumble. Shout out to James Houston.
But look, and I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna say something too, bro, and I mean this. They didn't ask questions about this damn show, bro. Dr. McClellan could actually, or whoever set this up, could have polled members of the audience from different schools and asked them, what would you like to see? How would you want it to look? There was no research done for this. There was no intentionality, no research, nothing for this. I'm highly disappointed because, bro, we gotta do better than this, man. I'm so serious, bro. And I'm gonna say this, and they can feel, bro. We could have sit here and planned out a damn show and did way better than this on our own.
Way better.
I'm talking about from the optics of it, the content of it, the execution of it, and it would have looked way better than this. I'm dead ass serious because I'm gonna tell you something, and especially when talking to deal with Scotty. There's no way, and we're not. There's no way that we just even on as is like this will be willing to even do anything to go out on camera and have it look like that.
Yeah,
and we're not even being paid by an entity like they are for that, and they may not even get paid. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's no way I would even go out there and even have that look like that and present it to the world. Ain't no way. That's ridiculous, bro.
It's tough. It's tough. And again, what the thing for me that I want people to understand, there's a point where I separate myself because I understand I'm not dumb. Okay. Y'all might think I am, but I'm not. I'm actually pretty smart. Right. I can separate myself from the SWAC. I can separate my disdain for how they move, but I can still want to see the space grow, right? And Zoe can tell you, we had a show that was supposed to get picked up by a network, and somebody stopped it, right? I'll just say it, I'll leave it like that. But Zoe, was I not willing to step back and say,
No, you can't do this. You can't do this. What he's saying is spot on true. We have a program that was set to be picked up by a network, and that said show was prevented to be picked up on a network by an individual, and Scotty literally said, I'll step away because I don't want to prevent an opportunity for the rest of y'all. But we also, because of the confines of how we had everything set up, and because, look, I do what I do, and I hardly even do what I do because of the way that I work. Josh and BJ do what they do, but we're going to keep it a buck. None of us do the numbers that Scotty does. You can look at the subs alone. And Scott said, I'll walk away from it. And we all agreed and took a vote to say, no, we're not doing it. Because we wouldn't even have it right now the way it's set up without you in it. That's just fact. So we're not going to sit here and try to benefit off something, and we wouldn't even got the whole thing, the initial startup, without you in it. So that's what happened.
So
and
go ahead.
So, I was going to say, so he's not fabricating anything. And we're talking about a legit similar thing to what you see on here. And I can assure you it would have looked a whole lot better. So we're not on national TV right now because of someone preventing us from doing it because for whatever reason, or, issue that they may have with Scotty or us, you know what I'm saying? Or one of us, who knows, right? But
so from what I was told, it was because of my involvement, right? So for me, I want this again. I'm not here for talk. Like, I really want to see the space expanded because I know there's an audience for it. There's a want for it. I want to see on a big screen TV on a national a network, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, HBCU Go, HBCU Network, whatever it could be, of our guys debating on the show about HBCU sports and having a game day atmosphere for HBCU event, because it's there. Why do you think Cam Newton brought it up? Like, because he brought it up because he knows there's going to be interest in it. So to me, it was like, I'm willing to step away from it just to see it become a truth, because that's been it's like, I hate to listen. It's like one of those things where you fight for a thing, but you're not able. Perfect example, Moses going into the promised land, right? He walked with them for 40 years and he was not able to see the promised land. But that's what I feel like. It's like I've been an agent of change in this space. And even if I'm not a part of the change of where I wanted it to go, I just want to see it happen. And I want to prove people wrong that it's possible to have a big time show on a network that talks about HBCU football and HBCU sports, or FCS football in sports. And that's my vision.
I want to add one thing, because someone put the comment there. No, this show had nothing to do with that.
No.
Absolutely nothing. And it wasn't this show. It was our show, First and Goal. You guys saw it. We actually was going to have that show on national TV. So when we were talking about it at the time, coming on air, doing the test runs that we were doing, they were test runs for a reason, and we were not just talking to be telling you guys that we were going to be picked up by and have the show on national TV. That was a real, fluid, tangible thing. Contracts written up, the whole 9 yards.
So, listen, at the end of the day, again, I just don't want to seem like this is lip service when I say it's not about me, because I really stand and I stand and I live in it, and I really don't want to ever make it about me. I am who I am. I'm comfortable in what I do and how I do it, and I'm not willing to sell myself out just to be a part of something that I feel like I can do on my own or do better than you. And it's the same thing I said on Prairie. If you did bring me into a SWAC game day show, I have to have creative control. Why do I have to have creative control? Because I'm the creative. I'm the creative. I'm the visionary. Like, half of the stuff that goes on in this space, half of it has come from me. A quarter of it's come from me. A lot of it's come from me. If we're just keeping it a buck. So again, that's not to say like I'm braggadocious or anything. I'm glad I'm seeing podcasts pop up and school podcasts pop up and podcasters pop up and people reaching out and asking me how I do what I do. That's cool. I'm great. I'm willing to help anybody. But at the end of the day, and most of the people you watch, I've helped. Right? So again,
facts.
Again, it's I want to see the space get better. And the issue that I have is that's not pushing anything forward by seeing what you saw on SWAC game day.
I'm gonna say this too as we talking about it. I ain't finna go left, but I'm gonna say it. Dude is real. I say it all the time. The dude is in here, I'm talking about Scotty, has gone to bat and done stuff for people that could care less about him in public and done for him. Ain't many y'all that'll do that and done it. Extended a hand out on purpose to help multiple people in these spaces that could care less about them. Oh, and talk one way on these screens, whole different way in person. He didn't help them on my other way. He didn't help them. He didn't help them. Real talk. Real talk doesn't help them. And I'm gonna say this because one thing about it, we've been going to weeds, but I don't believe in censorship at all, in any shape, form, or the fashion. But the one thing I've learned in this YouTube space is this whole notion that, you know, everybody needs to have the same mindset and need to be in agreement on everything. You know, whether like if he don't like Jackson State, why you on the screw with him? He don't like Jackson State. Shit, he ain't got to. Hell, I like Jackson State. Look at all these damn J's I got on me. I love Jackson State, but he don't like it.
Look like a Christmas tree, just Jay.
Hey, J's up to my days up, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, it's like, like it's an energy out there. Like I'm some type of traitor somehow. I'm talking about Jackson State the whole time up here. But if he don't like Jackson State, then it's a problem. I should be on the screw with him because he don't like Jackson State. It's the dumbest damn thing ever. The dude has he has the right to his opinion. Me and my mom don't even always agree. I came out of her. I mean, it's lunacy.
Yeah.
But everybody, it's like in all things, in all walks of life, everybody got to be in agreement with every damn thing. I mean, we can disagree on this, but then agree on other stuff. Like, that's stupid. That's just one thing.
Yeah.
That's just one damn thing. I can say, yeah, he a Jackson hater, but really he ain't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something. True story. I'm gonna say this. Come pull the curtain back. I told Scotty, what was it, about 2 years ago? Something like that. I was like, dude, I see through you easy as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't see how people can't read you. I told him, I said, one time, man, you couldn't even find nothing bad to say about Jackson State. You were trying to come up and say some shit and you started laughing. And people still be like, oh, I'm like, bro, it's TV. I'm like, he tell you, I don't like Jackson State fans. I love the players. This coaches on the staff say they deal with them. They do.
Yeah.
They don't have no issue with them. Players come over. If the players can come over here and talk to them and chop it up, okay, that's cool. But the issue is he got so much pushback from fans. It's like, I don't like the fans. So I get it. You become an antagonist. It is what it is. But to then want to take that to your real personal life, that's crazy to me. Like, newsflash, I hate Southern. Hate them. I hate them. I talk shit about them all day long. But guess what? I got love for BJ Jones. I got a cousin. One of my closest cousins is a professor at Southern.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I used to live there. My cousin, who's like my brother, graduated from Southern. I had me a lot of good fun with some never mind. On Southern campus. That's a whole different thing. But I hate Southern.
Yeah.
I hate them. Hate them. You know what I'm saying? I get disrespectful with it too. Hate them. And I hope that they hate me. But guess what? After the game over with, what's happening, baby? It's a game, y'all. It's a fucking game. Like, shit is crazy. But nah, man, what we said was real. And look, I love HBCU ball. I love all fan bases except Southern for a good 4 hours. But after that, it's just a game. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm a professional shit talker. But but my shit talking. Now I'm gonna go somewhere else. Because if my shit talking gets to the point where it got your blood boiling and you feel like you want to do something to jump, because I'm just talking with my mouth, you're free to jump. I'll fight back. I'll fight back. Because that's lunacy to me.
Yeah.
It's a game. We just talking shit. Now, if you can't take it, beat me. Beat me. It's a game. Guess what? I talk shit and I get shit talking to me all the time too. I took my tail between my legs. Guess what? Sometimes I can't say shit. I get my ass beat. I get my ass beat. Jackson State wasn't always winning. Trust me. And I was there. Took a lot of abuse. But it's lunacy, dog. But at the end of the day, I'm look, and I'm not even trying to put on for Scotty. It is what it is. Y'all can feel how you feel. He grown. But what I'm saying is, shit is lunacy, bro. It is what it is. So,
and let me say a couple things. So Alvin Buckley says, "Can y'all the show to a different network? Can you take the show to a different network?" Yes and no, right? Because you gotta have interest. It's all about interest, right? And again, did we do a good job of doing it consistently enough to garner interest from other people? Nah, because again, our lives and things are just, our schedules are just too, it was too hectic. Like, Josh had a new kid. My son was starting football. Zoe had a new job. It was just, everybody had different things that were going on that we really couldn't lock in and do the show consistently like we wanted to do. So that would have been a hindrance anyway, right? So, but we probably would have tried to make it work regardless, but it just, with all our schedules, it just didn't happen the way that it was supposed to happen. But again, everything in life happens for a reason. And, it is what it is, man. It just is what it is. But I wanted to give you guys that because at the end of the day, I would like to see, and I hope to see a time and a space and an effort to where it's getting taken to another level and it's getting expanded. Like there is a pregame show live on location for Jackson and Southern. That there is a pregame show for the Magic City Classic live on location.
Professional grade.
You know what I'm saying? Like a nice little desk. If you're standing up, you're standing up, but it's a little desk. You got the whatever banner or whatever, however you got it made, a pregame show for the Magic City Classic, a pregame show for the State Fair. Like there's so many opportunities to really change the game in this space that I just hate that it's being left to the wayside. And to me, the Celebration Bowl not having a pregame show is egregious.
How many years? What? 8 years? 9 years in?
The MEAC SWAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl not having pregame shows for themselves and post-game shows for themselves is an egregious act that I think needs to be changed. But that's neither here nor there. So last thing before we get up out of here, what you got?
ASU would beat that ass yesterday. Oh my God. Beat that ass yesterday, ASU. Hey, y'all gonna break out them brown bags in a minute. You hear me? You hear me?
Like the old Saints fan.
Hey, they ain't gonna even be SU. They just gonna be you. You hear me? Hey, I'm telling you, I'm on y'all ass for the next 364. Trust me when I tell you. Look, I'm gonna say something other Jack State fans ain't gonna say, but it's me. We ain't got to win another game for the rest of the year. All I care. I ain't gonna like it, but as long as we beat y'all ass, I'm good. Listen, so have a great week, people.
I'll say this. The thing, D Black said, you heard me. It's not okay. The think tank, the ideas, I got the ideas. That I can.
Oh man, yeah. Trust me.
Listen to what I'm telling you. There's not a concept or show or premise that I got it all planned out. If somebody came to me right now, I could give you a whole week full of content based off what I already do, based off who I would bring on, what I would do it, how I would do it. I got all that. The issue is funding. And I'm going to say this, and I hate it, but people are push back. I'm telling you right now, I feel as though I might not have the viewership like I would in the HBCU, but if I was in a white space, I would have the funding because it will be a few white men or a few white women that really love what I do and say, hey, Scotty, what do you need from me to help you? Because I want to see this come to fruition. And I wouldn't be surprised if 3 or 4 business people who own their own business or have a way to get around it would say, hey, here's this. I know this person. I can get you in contact with this person. I think you can get 20,000 from here. I can get 30,000 from here. I can get 50,000. That's what is needed if you want to see a product to where you're like, hey, I want to see this again. Or again, what really, and Zoe, you remember this, we were trying to put a pilot together to where we could shop it around. So even if you do one show, remember Zoe, we was going to do one show, big show. It was going to be Jackson and Southern, and we were going to put all the money into doing it for that one game. So we could shop that pilot around to whoever else to tell them, hey, this is the concept. This is the premise. We had a producer. We had this. We had that. Because again, Zoe got hookups. I got hookups. We know people in these places to have it happen. So again, it's literally okay. Can I get $20,000? Right? Because you got to break it down like this. Can I get $20,000 to fund everybody's flight? To fund everybody? To fund, hey, Coach Hayes, hit me up tomorrow to fund everybody's flight, to fund everybody's hotel. They're not getting paid. We're not doing that, right? Everybody show up on location. We pay a producer to do the show, and we do the show. We do a pregame show, we do a halftime version, and then we do a postgame version.
With opening and closing credits like a true professional productive show. I'm talking about the whole works. We actually have someone with ties within ESPN to do the intro and outro of the show. That's why I'm telling you what you saw on this, we were going to kill that literally, because we had the time and thought process, and we did this in a lot less time frame. But also just know that even in trying to do this, like again, when I made the statement, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. And we were thinking to the moon and back. I swear to you, literally to the moon and back. Scotty, myself, BJ, and Josh. And again, even as we speak now, we can go to them like we actually have it. We have an agent, you know what I'm saying, doing work even now, right? And so we had some things that went awry, and it was really, really crazy. Because I'm gonna say this too. At the end of the day, with the four of us together, Scotty alone, no other group setting or content creator is doing more numbers than Scotty. Not even HBCU game day. And he's in a room with a wall and a camera. He doesn't even have what HBCU game day has. I'm just keeping it a book. And he has more. I can't check. Well, I'm uncertain about the subs, but viewership.
There's nobody that beats me in live viewership. Nobody beats me in that.
No one, right? And so we were actually putting that together. So we talk, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And so it was a force coming together. And again, there was some buzz there. And again, just so you know, because I always said this when I was doing what I was doing, on the other thing, and that was, you never know who's watching, because somebody was watching us and was willing to give us a shot.
And I'll say this, I want to be very understanding about what I'm saying to you guys, right? Because I want to, again, I told y'all what it was going to be with SWAC Game Day, and I'm telling you what it would be. I'm gonna give you the gems because it's in me. Like, I do this, like media entertainment. It just comes. It's just like if somebody's a writer, just like somebody's a rapper, somebody is a lawyer or a doctor. How easy media and entertainment come easy for me. This is the setup, right? Let's say Jackson State and Southern. I'll give you the whole run card. If Jackson State and Southern was the game, well, now we're starting at 5 o'clock. Okay, the show starts about 4:30, 5 o'clock. 2-hour show before. We're going over the games that are progressing or going to end. We're recapping all those live on the show. Where Norfolk State's at, where Alabama State and FAMU are at, what that score looks like. We're going around the card, doing all that, right? If you want to touch some FCS big matchups, that we're going to talk like some big FCS matchups, right? Maybe North Dakota State going against this school, maybe South Dakota State going to this school, maybe this. You just talk about major FCS matchups, right? And then you talk about some of the night card games that are coming up. You're talking about PV versus Grambling State Fair Classic. We're breaking that game down. We're talking about UAPB versus Alcorn. We're breaking that game down. And then again, you're making your picks just like you do in College Game Day. We're doing all that. And then at the end, the last 30 minutes, 15 minutes of the show, last 30 minutes of the show, what are we breaking down? We're breaking down live here the Jackson State game. We got TC Taylor probably coming up. We got Ashley Robinson probably coming up. We got Roman Banks probably coming up talking about the show. I mean, talking about what he's expecting. Okay. Got Perry, you make it a full-fledged show. It's not hard. It's there. You just got to know it and how to produce it and put it on. And I'm telling you, with the people that I know and the producer that I was going to get, I'm telling you right now, it would have been top notch. But you got to believe in it. You got to want it. You got to want to change. You got to have somebody that wants to implement change and somebody that believes in it. And somebody, I know, listen, there's 372 people on here. Somebody on here knows somebody, right? You can reach out to me on email, Scotty at It's Off Script, support at It's Off Script. Don't matter how you want to reach out to me. You can hit me on Instagram, Twitter, Off Script TV or whatever. But I'm telling you, the opportunity is there. We just got to come up with the funding. I promise you get the funding. There's nothing, the sky's the limit.
So I was going to say the thing to it, I will say this over everything, whether you're with the SWAC, MEAC, CIAA, or SIAC. When it comes down to it, it's business, and you should think about the growth of the game and the growth of the product of the game, of the growth of your conference, getting your conference out there, and the way you've gone about it, doing it, it's at a stalemate.
Yeah.
It's only going to be what it's going to be. And so you need other things to bridge that. You need a different product out there. And that's why I'm saying, like, what you saw then, that's not going to cut it. that's showing me, because again, I see better than I hear. You could tell me something, but I see it. And what you've shown me, that ain't gonna cut the mustard, right? You need a better product. And the main thing over everything in doing that is going to be, how it looks. And, again, what we had set up was the look of it. The look was going to be what HBCUs deserve. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to HBCU Go for doing what they do. But what we're talking about is giving something that's not been done, giving HBCUs the attention, the care, and the notoriety and the presence that it so richly and rightly deserves. And that's a grade A quality, professional, productive show, you know what I'm saying, out there that could actually get on national TV. So when it comes to football Saturdays, bro, you're talking about college game day, big noon kickoff, and then first and goal, or whatever we decide to have it at that point. But you're talking about doing something solely for HBCUs on a national scale, but it also looked the part.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're going to have 4 guys knowledgeable about their space, giving it to you with some young energy in a new wave. Because I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not ashamed to say it, when you go in the HBCU space and it's all cookie cutter, it's all the same with all the same people in every avenue and every junction, that ain't good for business either. It ain't, because you got all these different entities and it's the same people with everything, and that's not good for business, right? Because I'm sure Tolly is cool, but HBCU game day, but we're gonna go ahead and just marry that over here, right? It's the same cast of characters, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this: even with those same cast of characters, look at the numbers that they do. Just because we like you, and that goes back to what I'm saying, we like you, so we're just gonna do it, and that ain't good for the game. That ain't good for the product. Like, it is what it is, and I'm gonna look, and I'll put me and my knowledge of the HBCU space over anybody.
That's fair.
Anybody. And I ain't just talking about Jack State. I'll put me over anybody.
I'll give you that.
And so that's my thing. You have that, right? But we want to pander to who we like, and that's not cool.
I'll say this: you can crowdfund anything, right? You can crowdfund anything, but again, people have to believe in it. Like, if I ask for $20,000 crowdfunding, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a hard ass.
That's a hard ass.
That's a hard ass, y'all. We just being real, and we know that.
Saying? Like, if it's
and it's crazy because I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But I'm gonna say this: how we even got on this conversation on we talk about football, or how the hell we even got on this, but it is what it is. So, but no, it's just we're just being real right there.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you can't. Crowdfunding is difficult, right? If I get a Patreon, you still got to have people believe in the Patreon. Like, again, it's hard. What Patreon is like, I got to have exclusive content for Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do everything for free on YouTube, a lot of stuff I will have to put behind a paywall. And again, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Black people pay for what they want. Okay, like if they want something, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, if they don't want it, they ain't gonna pay for it. If they want it, they're gonna pay for it, right? So again, you gotta have. That's the same thing with crowdfunding. It's not, the 20,000 is not hard to get, but you just gotta have enough people really believe in it to where you go above and beyond to say. Because again, hey, so how much did we crowdfund for you for your
30,000?
30,000, right? 30,000. Again, it's possible, but how many people Zoe's touched? And I wanted to make sure people helped them out. People wanted to make sure everybody had the goal and the vision to put behind Zoe to get him whole again, right?
Hold on, Scott. I want to interject because this is a real big thing. So if you pull up Nick's comment, I want to touch on that. Yeah, Nick, that's true, but that was by design by me, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you how that works. That's true. But you have to understand what we were doing, right? So what ended up happening, that, and I started that. So the reason why that works is because it's dealing with Black folk by and large. And you can't go out here, and I only did it because we got a new staff, a coach mentioned something, and I said, you know what, we'll put it out there to try to get it, you know what I'm saying, because there's something for the team. Therein lies something different. it's us reaching out to. I can't speak for the masses of black people, but I can speak to Jacksonians. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how we feel about Jackson State, and then it was a certain price point. It's a big, and also it's a big thing to say I'm gonna come out the rip to ask you for 20,000 as opposed to ask you for 8, right? Because even if I just get $2,000 a day, now I can just come back and try to get 6, and it wasn't a rush to get it, right? And so that's me asking for something. Hey, this coach mentioned this. Y'all do what y'all can, and we could try to make up the difference. But people's like, oh, it's for the football team, and so we did, Scott, and guess what? We turned right around and did. We show you the receipts because again, black people like we gave you money, but y'all right. I'm like, no, we took that money and then bam, here go receipts. Let you know, hey, we reached our goal. Don't send another dime. We got it. We good. And the next day, he got a receipt for the money we paid. So y'all know we ain't get one red cent of this money. And then after that, we order what we got. Here it is. Y'all got the receipt, and we just received it on Monday, and the team got it. See, they hit different. Granted, now we still can sit here, Scotty, right now and say, hey, we need $20,000, and y'all gonna see us reach our goal. Hey, y'all. We're $1,000 away from 20,000. We got it. We finally hit it. We got it. Now we're finna go out here. We paid for a producer. We could itemize and show y'all everything we did as well. But it hit different from the masses for us to do this as opposed to some intimate. For me speaking solely for Jack State. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I think for me, the game that I would do it is Jackson State's homecoming. I think if we could get $20,000 to $25,000 by October 11th to do a full-fledged show, pregame, halftime, and postgame for October 11th at Jackson State for homecoming. You're for Andrew Body and
it's a big game.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So Scotty, so just so y'all not know that we not BSing, watch this. So when we talked about, because we had two things at first as a group. We talked about they had just made the announcement for Mike Vick and Deshaun Jackson as head coaches. So at first we were actually talking about going to Delaware State to do a sit down. We were actually talking about going to Delaware State because Clint Poise got on staff. So there was some buzz there. And hey, when has Delaware State ever had somebody with this on their, for their team? And so, things kind of got in the way, so we actually backtracked to land for Jackson State and Jackson State's pregame. I got the okay to get everything done, through my resources and my connections. Okay, it was cool. We were going to do it, but again, that fell through. But to the point, watch this, Scotty. When we talked about doing anything at the stadium, what were we talking about shooting at location-wise?
From the. Are we talking about were we by the bowl or we by the?
Well, we're talking about the four of us with the shot with the desk.
By the JSU, the brick, by the JSU sign, by the field goal, and the whole area right there.
So what we're doing, we all talked about sitting, right? We even plan for the visuals. We're gonna have a actual news desk behind the end zone, by the locker room. So the whole entire back shot of us. This shot, you will see the four of us in front of the goalpost with nothing but the vet in the back as the backdrop.
Yeah,
we had all this actually lined up, planned, and ready to go. So that's why I'm telling you guys, when we're talking about how it looks, just think we're saying the show is going to be a real HBCU version of College Game Day, not HBCU Game Day, but an actual black version of College Game Day was what it was going to be on location. With those cameras, with the production, with a professional production, giving HBCUs in that light week in and week out, that type of.
Yeah, it was set. And I think the only difficulty is I know I talked to Ashley. He said, a lot of that stuff is paid for during the homecoming because, sponsors and, different things are in that area back there. But he said, he was going to try to work with us if we could pull it off. But yeah, it's one of those things. You either got to do a game like that, or you got to go to you just got to go to a reasonable game that you think that could do numbers. Maybe an Alabama, like a Magic City Classic. What I'm saying, something like that. Maybe a Dale State versus NCCU. It's like something like that can do numbers and things like that. It is what it is. We need 200 people to commit to $100. Man, listen. 200 people to commit to $100 is not a lot of money. I know I'm not trying to count nobody's pockets, but God, dog, I know you Bama's in here are big ballers like that. You know what I'm saying? I know you Bama's got it. So, we'll we'll put it together. We'll put it together. We'll come up with some different games. Again, we won't lock into one game. I'll talk to Zoe. I'll talk to Zoe offline, and we'll come up with some games and start small at the Southern Heritage class. Listen, man. Listen, you just want to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It's at the link. That's tough. You know what I'm saying?
And it's Thursday night.
And it's a Thursday night. That's tough. That's tough. It would be a great game, though. It definitely would be a great game. But I'm not going to hold you guys, man. I appreciate you guys' encouragement. I appreciate your guys' belief in our dreams and goals as well. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one.
I don't know, man. They might be over.
You right. Oh, yeah. They really might be that bad. Maybe what, Southern and PV?
I got one. Nah.
What's up?
Alabama State and Prairie.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think the reason I really like that Jackson State and Alabama State game is because of what it means. Like the football game would mean something outside of the pleasantries of everything. It will mean something. And that for me is what you're trying to get back to. Remember, you got to understand what college game day is. College game day goes to the most impactful game of that week. And that is an impactful game. FAMU at JSU, I don't think that's bad. Even though FAMU might not be as good, I still think it'll be somewhat of but the Match City Classic in the October 11th game, I think those games kind of go hand in. And on top of that, it's Jack State's homecoming. So they might not get 60, but it'll be damn near 40.
But plus we talked about the reason why we talk about those games, they're impactful, but also the optics, right?
Yeah.
Or the passion and the fans and how it'll look, because again, that's going to matter when you talk about presenting that on TV. So that played a part as well.
So, but we'll get it. I'll get something started. I'll talk to Zoe. We'll put something together, and I'll get a campaign going. I'll probably start it on Monday with Outspoken. And we'll go from there. We'll go from there. And anybody that want to assist or anybody that has any, let me put my email out there. So.
Or better yet, hey, if anybody has any type of connections or anything like that, reach out, because I'm gonna use it like this. When I was doing everything we was doing for JSU, we would always say for us, by us, but it's the same construct with this. But the only difference is, number one, right now, if this show even gets started, it's started by y'all, and so how it thrives will be because of y'all. So you can feel a personal investment in getting it off the ground and seeing it through. And so when you see something and it's thriving, you can know that you had an integral hand in doing so. And that's the beautiful thing about that.
Yeah, I think that is the beautiful thing. And again, showing that it's possible is the key. You never know what's possible until you do it, until you put it to paper, until you do what you can do. You never know what's possible. And again, I think this is possible, man. I think we got the voices. We got the people. I'm already telling you who's going to be on the thing. My boy Blue going to be our FCS correspondent. You know what I'm saying? He's Mr. FCS. So, again, we got it all planned out. You know what I'm saying? It can work. I want to tell you it can work.
Let us give you what you so rightly deserve. And also let us give you what you want, because you're not getting it. There's nothing there. There's nothing there's nothing out there for you to grab outside of, because everything you're getting on YouTube. Everything you're getting on YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't have anything on television. Let us give you what you so rightly deserve and what you so want and what you're needing, because it's needed right now.
I used to love that song. As we proceed to give you what you need. All right. Listen, make sure you guys tune back in on Monday night. I'll have a plan. I will have a plan. I'm going to talk to Zoe. I'm going to talk to some people in my camp. We're going to have a plan on how to get the money. Let's aim for October 11th. We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to figure it all out, see if we can get it pulled in. I'm going to hit some people up and see if we can get it, if it's possible to get this put together in a very short fashion. But I appreciate you guys believing in me. I appreciate you guys for the encouragement. And I always appreciate Zoe for rocking with me. Zoe, last words before we get up out of here.
You know what I'm gonna do. I'm a holler.
God bless, man.